Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Hollaway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah! Welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. I got a little pep in my step today. Smoke on the water, new Pope, America. You've got other thoughts on this fucking Pope, though.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, we will. Because I have no idea here. Everything's kind of shaking out as we speak. I want to pull those tweets from J.D. Vance and all that other shit that we found earlier and really get into it. Top of the show here, good friend Ryan Mills. Real Ryan, not fake Ryan back there, out in these streets here for Hard AF Seltzer. Where's he at? M&R Package Store in Amarillo, Texas. Market Street in Abilene, Texas. Total Wine in Cedar Hill, Texas. 259 Brantley, could be South Bistro or Street Bistro. Not sure. That's in Bernie, Texas out there. Pinky's 46 in Lubbock, Texas. Big Papa's Beer and Wine in Longview, Texas. Liquor Dugout, huge fan of that name, in North Richland Hills. United Supermarket in Odessa, Texas. Heritage Wine and Spirits in Longview, Texas. United Supermarket in Odessa, Texas. And then Metzler, South in Denton, Texas. Let's go, dude. Let's go. And then also, we went through all of the comments here. Somebody did it around here the other day on YouTube and kind of notified Dan and I. I don't really read the comments ever. I know you do occasionally, but
on YouTube,
yeah,
not really. Gary mostly does that.
And he said, "Hey, there's a shit ton of ads that they're running on here, and I hope they're paying you guys well.
They don't pay us shit.
They don't pay us anything.
We're getting fully monetized again on YouTube, but yeah, they're inserting an ad every like 3 minutes. So I'm going in on the back end right now and manually deleting ads.
Well, I'm gonna screenshot this because, like, we always tell you guys the honest truth here. I mean,
it's just their new like program. Their AI program that's inserting ads now is just like overdoing it.
Cool. Well, they're not paying us dick. So, Bob, I'm going to text you this. So you can actually just put this on screen for the audience in case there's some YouTubers out there that want to start a fun channel here about how much you actually make on YouTube. At least I'll give you the exact numbers and put these up on screen. This money ain't going to us, friend. And a matter of fact, every show gets demonetized. It says we've only picked up 172 subscribers in the last 30 days. Mm-hmm. So that's fun.
It's been platform wide, I guess. Like, I've been hearing from a lot of people on very disparate channels.
Okay.
Like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all saying they're getting throttled right now.
By who exactly?
I mean, who knows?
So here's your numbers, guys, on YouTube right here, and we'll put them up on YouTube. What's that dollar amount, Bob? Estimated revenue?
$1,200.
And they take 30% of that, so that's about $950. Obviously, we have a massive production and studio and all that other shit. For what did we get? 940,000 views last month, and we got 189 subscribers total there. When I look at these fucking guys with podcasts who are posting these crazy numbers of like YouTube subscribers and all that other shit, who've been doing this for like a year and a half, and I'm like, There's your real stats right there for all this fucking bullshit. But, you know, you can't bleep everything out or honk a fucking duck noise or some French thing. We're not going to do that after 10 years of being on the air. Like, we're not going to edit this bullshit. Fuck them. Matter of fact, Spotify flew out here about 3 weeks ago. We want to cut a video deal with them, and it's very, very close. In the meantime, we tested out Crime Corner to look at the tech. Fake Ryan, who is now real Ryan, in my eyes, was able to get up all the episodes, and we got to watch it last night on the Spotify app, on smart TVs and all the rooms and all that other shit. The video quality was so insane that it was like 8K. I physically had to cover like an eye to make sure I was seeing what I was seeing. And I
had to take my pants off.
Yeah, well,
because
it was
getting tight.
Yeah, I understand that. And Jesse's hot, my wife. But
it was because of the quality.
Video quality was just, my God.
Anytime I see like technology improve rapidly, I don't know why, but it affects my genitals.
Yeah. It gets you all bricked up down there.
Yeah.
It gets you all poked up. But the video quality is amazing. It's free. And then Spotify put in 3 ads at the beginning if you're not like a subscriber, I guess, or to premium or whatever it is. And it was only 15 seconds a piece on the ads. Now, you'll see an Omaha Steaks ads in there, but we did that ourselves because it's our title sponsor. Our new title sponsor is omahasteaks.com/smash. Now, that's in there, but we did that on our own. So that one, yes, we did that. We're getting paid, and we love all their fucking food and steaks and booze, and it's a perfect fit for the brand, for the summer, and all that other stuff. But just pop that up on screen one more time, Bob. That's the real total here. So if you're getting a shit ton of ads in these videos, I don't know where the money's going to, but it ain't us, friend. All right, top story of the day. We got a new pope, and he's not black. Damn it, I wanted a black pope. I told you yesterday I wanted a black pope, and they fucked us again on this.
Yeah.
However, we got an American, Pope Leo XIV. That rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Pop this beautiful man up on screen. Look at this. Look at this guy waving at everybody. Did you see this earlier, the footage?
Yeah.
People were going bug fuck in the streets outside the Vatican, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they seem happy.
There was tears, there was laughter, there was screams. I saw a couple USA flags, which was rare.
Has there ever been like an angry reception for a new pope?
That's what I was trying to figure out, because at one point, Bob, will you replay that video for Dan? We played it towards the end there.
Just like some New Yorkers, get this guy out of here.
Well, that's what I thought I heard at first, of like people booing and shit. And I was like, oh, do they know it's an American pope? But no. And then it cut to, the people in the crowd. And it was like Beatles at Shea Stadium. Go to your inbox, Bob. And just pop up that clip. And yeah, man, people were just going ballistic there. And I asked if they're doing drugs. Now, look, they make the black guy carry the fucking cross out, which is crazy to me, because that threw me off. I was like, am I getting my black pope? And I didn't. And here's where I thought I heard booze. And then it goes nuts. Turn this up. Yeah. Drinking it all in, dude. Yeah. Look at that satisfied pope. You know how old he is, Dan?
69.
Sure is, dude. That had to have been a factor, right? Look at these kids are crying and screaming. I mean, do they even know what's going on at that age? Probably not. And he's just looking down at all of them. Yeah. There you go. He's choked up, a little emotional there. But you think there's more to this story?
I always do, yeah.
Yeah, so why do you think we finally got an American pope there? You can cut the footage now.
Well,
the rest of it is just they were killing dogs and shit in the street. I don't want to show that part. But.
Let's go just through his stuff first. So, he is American technically, but he hasn't lived here in a very long time.
Where does he live?
Peru and then Rome.
Okay.
Rome, then Peru, and then back in Rome, I think. Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Went to Villanova?
He's a naturalized citizen of Peru, and he was back in Rome he was a member of the Order of St. Augustine, and which is like I think they kind of focus on helping the poor and shit like that.
They don't do that down in the city in Florida at all.
No,
It's kind of a fun castle and some gators, but yeah.
Yeah, he's the bishop is not supposed to be a little prince sitting in his kingdom. That's one of his websites, or one of his quotes rather. He was in some high position in the church in Rome. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he's had in the past hating on gay people and trans people.
Well, that's, you have to, right? As a pope?
Back in the day, yeah. So he's like pro-immigration, which every pope has always been. And then, because they're just women, basically, right?
I don't know.
No, you do.
No, I mean, there's a huge wall around their place.
That's how a woman's brain works.
Okay.
Just like let everybody in. It's toxic empathy.
Or an entrepreneur, businesses are booming down in Latin America. You got plenty of Catholics.
Well, then they can stay there.
Yeah, they don't have to come here at all. They don't have to be here.
Then the other part is there's a lot of smoke around him moving priests around.
White smoke?
Well, it was probably quite a bit darker, actually.
Okay.
There's a lot of smoke on him moving priests around who raped kids and shit.
Sure.
So just to be clear, gay, not cool. Raping children, fine.
Yeah.
Or it's complicated.
But that's kind of the same old standard, right? That's what we're used to.
He cited the homosexual lifestyle and alternative families comprised of same-sex partners and their adopted children as beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel. That was not too long ago. It was 2012. So we'll see how he progresses from there. The reason I think that an American pope was chosen is because America is kind of the last stand right now against all this globalist woke bullshit that's going on. Europe is fucked. I mean, it's gone.
Yeah.
The Muslims can take that country over, or that continent over whenever they want. I guarantee you, if the people in Gaza, inside of a blockade on one side and a checkpoint on the other, were able to store all these bombs and weapons over the 15-year period in tunnels and shit, what do you think the Muslims in Europe are doing right now?
Oh, yeah. They're digging tunnels.
They're digging tunnels. They're getting ready to fuck shit up. So that's gone. South America is easy to take because there's always that huge communist influence. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of tipping it in the right direction. And then the United States is the last stand, to include Canada and Mexico. Those two countries are not real. You know what I mean? So, they're infiltrating our country right now.
They're greasing the polls there in Philly, by the way, for the new pope.
Well, that's not shocking.
They're partying, dude. Villanova grad. Now they're saying Knicks are going all the way because of this. So maybe, dude. Who knows?
I don't know about that.
Future ticket on the Cubs.
Yeah, you got to do something here. What a week for Villanova graduates, though. Between Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and then the Pope. Shit, dude. Villanova's having quite a come up. I don't know what to think of this. I've never really cared about any of this bullshit, to be honest with you. Look, we know they hate gays. It'd be rad if they cut to the crowd and it was just dudes sucking each other off in the audience right in front of the Pope. That would have been awesome, but no. You're looking at the same old stock standard shit. The only thing that fun and flirty I was hoping for was a black one, obviously.
The only
I want a party. I want a fucking party.
If the new pope had come out in crusade armor, I would have converted to Catholicism right there.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, that would have been the tipping point.
If the pope would have come out in crusade armor and said, "We're going to drive all these Muslims out of our countries," I would have been like, "All right, bro, let's do this."
Yeah.
And I'll handle you and your pedo shit later, but we're going to kill all these guys first. But that's not what's going to happen. They're going to encourage more of that, actually. Okay. And it's going to get way worse for Europe than it is right now.
Let's see. Because I'm looking at this. Yeah, this is a real tweet. So if you go to his Twitter, Bob, Robert Prevost is his real name, and then he just changed it to...
Do you think he's out there deleting tweets right now?
No, because they're up here. I've got one from February 12th of 2025. So you're looking at 3 months ago. And he's talking about J.D. Vance. So he said, J.D. Vance is wrong. Jesus doesn't ask us to rank our love for others.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't know. but you clearly do rank your love because you only love one set of people, and the other ones can go fuck right off. Also, what I didn't know listening to this shit this morning was women can't be ordained in the Catholic Church to be ministers.
You really didn't know that?
No, I did not.
No.
Why not?
Because
they're nuns.
Women aren't supposed to be just by nature, women are not supposed to be in charge of things.
Okay.
The Episcopalian Church allows it.
Oh, they're the ones? So who is that?
It's like Catholic light.
Who is that chick yelling at Trump?
Episcopalian, I believe.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, and women are not meant to be, they weren't designed by nature to be in charge of anything except for the household.
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, obviously voting, but
No.
yeah. But with this whole shit here.
We'll go back to a classic Pope Francis clip.
A throwback.
Uh-huh.
Pope City throwback. Yeah, play this, dude. What do we got?
For a little girl growing up Catholic today, will she ever have the opportunity
Hell no!
to be a deacon
That would be funny if you
and
said that.
participate as a clergyman
Oh, hell
in the
no.
church?
No.
It's even better, yeah.
Oh, it is actually better. Holy shit, I've
That's
never
not
seen
even
that.
worth a second syllable.
No, he was like, no.
Sorry, my
He
friend.
laughed too. He goes, no. So if
Get
you're
on the hell up on out of here now.
if you're keeping score at home, they still hate women, gays, trans, everybody else. But yeah, sure, do whatever you
I don't know
want.
if I'd say they hate them. They just don't like them.
They said they're going to hell, dude.
Yeah, but that's just how it goes.
Is it?
They didn't make the rules.
Who did?
Some other dudes.
Did they even know about trans back then? Was there trans back then?
I mean, certainly there was.
Was there Romans cutting each other's dicks off with swords?
The Greeks certainly had quite a bit of gender
there
fluidity.
were definitely there was a lot of gender fluidity back then. For example, after Christianity started, the Emperor Nero, his pregnant wife died when he kicked her to death because she yelled at him for chariot racing too late at night. And he got real sad about that. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sad my wife is dead. Nothing can represent this." But anyway, he then saw some young twink who he thought kind of looked like his wife, had him castrated, and that guy was his wife for the rest of his life, and made to look exactly like his ex-wife.
Yeah,
Really?
drilled a hole in him.
Shut the fuck up. In the front?
All over.
Come on, dude. They drill a hole in the front.
I don't know about all that, but he did.
I don't think you had the medicine for that
No,
back then.
what Bob just said is true, though. That happened, and he lived with this person as essentially as his wife. For
So
the
did he
rest.
lop off the ding dong and balls with a sword?
I mean, he didn't live very long, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
he didn't.
He cut it all off, smoothed him up.
Did he really?
And was
Yeah,
like-
he called it the smoothening.
God, that'd be great, dude.
Nero only lived for 30 years total, so it wasn't like. It wasn't like it was a 70-year relationship with some fucking tranny or whatever.
Right. We got a listener, by the way, a bunch of listeners in the studio today. One of them's their first time here, has never heard the show before. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Okay, well, you may need to go seek therapy after this. But
Well, I told him, and I said, look, dude, he's black, which meets our quota for the month. We're proud of him. So thank you for coming in. But
well, that means we have to have him up on the show at some point.
we
later.
do. Hopefully. Well, I don't know what kind of job he has in real life.
Well, we don't get credit from the state unless he's on camera.
But I
think.
I don't think. Yeah, we don't get a tax break here unless we have a black on camera like 2 times a month. But I did tell him beforehand. He was like, his buddy brought him, and he goes, what should he expect? And I was like, oh, misogyny, racism, and you've gotten all of that to begin with. Shit, wasn't the famous quote, "What up, my Nero," back in the day too?
He said Nero, please a lot.
Yeah, and I remember that. Nero, please. We should make that shirt, dude, with Nero's face on it. And that would be a
It's
big
Nero
seller.
with a platinum grill.
With a
and then
platinum-
he's on a chariot that has spinning rims on it.
Nero, please, dude.
And he's got one arm up on the steering wheel.
Oh, it'd be great. And then the little gay gimpy guy,
Yeah.
the smooth boy,
and then
dude.
you see blue lights in the background.
Yep.
And here's a fun fact on how Nero's boy wife, how his life ended.
You don't use so much judgment when you say boy wife. I can hear it in
Yeah.
your voice, you Catholic bitch.
It's really condescending. We just got a new pope today. How
Yeah.
about you show some fucking respect?
All right, sorry. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
So Nero was killed, and there was a succession situation, obviously, right? And the guy who eventually got it was had planned on tossing him into not the Colosseum because it wasn't there yet, but tossing him into the arena. and having him raped to death by a bunch of gladiators.
Stop it.
You mean the twink?
the
Yeah.
twink?
But what did he do?
He was just Nero's guy, so he had to go. And
I don't think he's getting revenge after the dude castrated him and all that.
Right.
He's
Come on.
probably on your side.
And then also, you're going to tell me a whole Coliseum showed up for a rape fest?
for
Well,
gang rape. But
yeah.
Is that true?
the guy killed himself first. But Spores killed himself first.
yeah,
before.
they used to have entire Coliseum events where animals would murder people.
Well, that I understand. But like a gang rape?
Yeah,
I'd be
but
like,
if you-
oh, man, did you get your tickets for the gang rape today? No, they were sold out, man.
But if you flooded it out and put dolphins in there, we all know dolphins rape the fuck out of people.
Well, we saw The Last Gladiator, too, with those great white sharks that were in the Coliseum, which is totally accurate.
And also to bring it on the connection with Nero and the Pope, he used to use Catholics as human torches for his parties.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say. My God, man.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. And then shout out to Matt Devlin, because after this conversation, I've got to read who was Anne Frank. So thank you for that, Matt Devlin. I'm going to put this up on the screen here. I just want you to know I'm going to cleanse myself after this and read about Anne Frank.
We've also got some super chats.
Oh, yeah? You're kidding. On YouTube?
Yeah, because one of them is from Dulesky.
Oh, Kreggers.
Obviously,
What's up, Kreggers?
He was just. I think the only point of his was that he was upset that we didn't get paid by YouTube, so he's paying us.
You don't have to do
$200.
that. Jesus Christ, Craig,
yeah.
you don't have to do that, man.
And then Schofield says U.S. Pope to avoid tariffs on the money they steal. That's why they moved the Pope to the United States. That's another theory that's worth looking into.
Hey, this is $400 here from...
Well, it's
Rubies.
400
Nimit.
rupee.
Hey, guys, I don't give a fuck what it is, okay? We say dollars here in America.
It's $16, but still.
He says, hey, guys, this is Nimit Bot. He says, hi, guys. This is one of your listeners here in India. My country's full war against Pakistan. I would like to talk about it if possible. Fuck yeah. Hey, I said this yesterday, dude. We're rooting for you guys.
I've got all sorts
I've got money on you on mybookie.com. Like,
Yeah.
I've got money on India, dude.
I also
So,
have
yeah.
a lot of questions. One,
go,
how
Nimit.
did a dude from India end up in Drinkin Bros? Because we've got Australians.
Have we had an Indian
No,
ever in the studio? I don't think we
so.
have, dude.
Australia. I mean, like, not an Indian American, a dude that lives in fucking India.
No, I know.
So
Yeah, you're not talking about Native American.
no.
Billion people.
Plenty,
Let's
yeah, 1.4. So plenty of Australians, people from the UK, Eastern Europe. We've had a number of those folks over the years. Philippines, we've had a lot of people, and then of course overseas stationed people. But I don't think I've ever seen
In India,
an
yeah.
Indian guy in here. Let's get him.
Yeah, but this is a fun one here. Yeah, because we're rooting for you.
Yeah, he's
We
always
said
in
that
here. I didn't know
yesterday.
he was actually from India, though.
That's dope. Yeah, we're rooting for India on this one. And have they gone to a full-out war? I saw some things earlier, but then obviously the Pope had to overshadow war. You know, what the fuck?
I think we should send the Pope there to fight.
So do I.
If you survive, then good.
Just cracking off people, dude.
Can you imagine him just like John Wicking the fuck out of those Pakistanis?
Oh my God, that would be great. But the other thing that I thought of when he walked out for the first time was your bit about like, what if he just clacked himself off in front of all those people, like
That would be
suicide vests all over the crowd. That would have been rad. But are they in a war, like all-out war now, or what happens with this? Do they kind of pause for the Pope? Or
I don't
do
know
they give a shit?
if they care about the Pope. I certainly don't think they would, but yeah.
There was some interesting news out of that conflict last night.
What
Alleged
happened?
news. Apparently, some fighter jets were shot down. Some pretty decent ones, allegedly. The French Rafale or whatever you say that was sold to India. And the alleged situation they're trying to figure out is if it was shot down by Chinese provided systems.
I would say that's an absolute certainty.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Well, hey, we'll keep an eye on it, but we're rooting for India on this one. And then, God damn it, dude! Heartbreaking news here. Breaking news. Lead singer of Three Doors Down.
Yeah, that's one of the stories
Stage 4
here.
cancer here. Fucking A, dude.
Yeah. So Brad Arnold of Three Doors Down told his fans on Wednesday yesterday that he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the band will have to cancel their tour over the summer as he battles the disease. I've got some not so good news, he said, and then went into it. He's a Mississippi native. He has clear cell renal cell carcinoma that's metastasized into his lung, and it's stage 4, so we'll see how that goes. He says he's all set, no fear. He's a very religious guy.
We just saw him.
Yeah, we saw
They opened
him.
up for Creed actually on your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we just saw them open up for Creed. You know what's weird? He gave like a fucking 15-minute sermon during the middle of that thing.
Yeah.
So maybe he knew then.
Maybe, I don't know.
We just saw him in September?
But he's always been pretty religious, but his dog had just died the night before, too, so I think he was emotional. But he said, thank you, God loves you, we love you, see you. And this isn't a typical fake news story, but that dude's brought a lot of joy to people.
I don't think people understand how many times those guys went overseas and performed for the troops overseas.
Yeah. Yeah, we just saw him with Creed, and they were planning on being on that Creed / Nickelback tour as well, so that's going to be interrupted now, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. So good luck with all that. Cancer sucks.
Yeah, fuck, man. That's crazy. Got our first sponsor. This one actually pays for us, which is nice, and that's omahasteaks.com/smash here. All you got to do, it's built for the grill season, dude. These are built for the grill. You're getting 16 free smash burgers when you sign up for omahasteaks.com/smash. How long have they been around? 1917?
17, yeah.
Yeah. Over 100 years, Omaha Steaks has been in our lives, I feel like. And they recently signed up for the summer. They said, hey, dude, grilling, killing, booze, everything, let's rage. And I think we're going to have like a Great American Steak Off with some listeners and some people over the summer and film it and see who can come up with the best steak. Where do you go there?
What do you mean?
Do you still go simple in a Great American Steak Off? We were talking about this before the show started.
I go probably steak 3 ways. That's what I would do.
Okay. What's that?
A classic ribeye that's basted with butter, thyme, rosemary, and garlic. And then I would do a New York strip with chimichurri.
Okay.
Probably. That would be my second one. And the third one I'm not telling you.
Oh, so it's a surprise.
It's my own thing, so yeah.
Okay. I go with the wife steak. And so instead of kind of tenderizing it with a meat tenderizer, I just slap my wife with like a raw 12-ounce New York strip and then see what happens after that. I'm sure she's going to love that when she gets home today. These smash burgers are 100% extra aged beef that won't fall apart when you flip them. Right now you can get 16 free. Built for the grill pack at omahasteaks.com/smash. And I told you guys earlier, they got 1 million quality meats that are delivered. We just got a bunch delivered to the office today here. Steaks, burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, desserts, all easy to prepare, comfort food, and stylishly stackable. You go 3 in a row. You go up against Jagger. Go up against him this summer. I'd like to see that. Get ready.
He's 6-year-old. He's like a mini version of me. That kid shovels meat into his mouth like he's never going to eat again.
It's nuts, dude.
It's crazy. He's in that stage, though. He's definitely growing right now. You can tell because he's just putting it away.
Fucking tank, dude. So get ready to smash expectations with new Omaha Steaks Smash Burgers. Visit omahasteaks.com/smash and order the Built for the Grill pack with 16 free smash burgers. That's 16 free Omaha Steaks smash burgers at omahasteaks.com/smash. Go ahead and pop on over to that website and get the party started this summer. Next up, Republicans betray America. In early 2025, a contentious debate unfolded within the United States Senate over foreign aid spending, particularly regarding the U.S. Agency of International Development, aka USAID. The Trump administration announced plans to cut over 90% of USAID's foreign aid contracts, amounting to $60 billion in reductions as part of broader efforts to curb federal spending. It's exactly what Americans voted for. Senator Rand Paul introduced an amendment, the Paul Amendments, that's number 1266, in March of 2025 to codify these cuts, aiming to save $16 billion annually by reducing USAID's budget in line with recommendation from Secretary Rubio and DOJ. Paul argued that the cuts would address waste, fraud, and abuse with USAID, especially with the U.S.'s $36 trillion national debt. However, the amendment failed with a vote of 27 to 73 as 26 Republican senators, including prominent figures like Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and Ted Cruz, voted against it. Huge shock here. Not really. Not really.
Yeah, I'll remind you that Republicans in the House voted 63 times, I think, to repeal Obamacare when they never had the votes to actually pass it. And then 2017, when they had the votes, they voted twice, and 7 and 9 Republicans, respectively, and those 2 times voted against repealing it because solved problems don't get out the vote. They needed to campaign on that in the next election cycle, so they can't actually solve your problems. They have to dangle it in front of you. That's what politicians do, which is why I will, as of today, not be voting.
In the next go-round?
Yeah, I'll be voting for local stuff, but not state and not federal.
So you said this on yesterday's show that you would wait till September. What changed your mind to bump that up to May 8th?
I mean, I'm starting from the position of no.
Right now.
And they can win me back in September.
Okay.
But if they don't, I mean, I'm starting from no. There's if things persist as they are right now, there's no fucking way I'm voting for any of these people.
Why would they vote no on this?
What do you mean? Because they're the ones that are the recipients of the money.
No shit.
You know what I mean?
What are we gonna do about any of this then? And how do you fix government unless it's a dictatorship?
You don't. Right. I mean, the way to fix it is to tear it all down and start over, because it gets to a point. It's like, the guts of a house. You can only refurbish something so many times before it has to get torn down.
Well, the problem with this is how many of them total within Congress and senators?
538.
Yeah. It's too many people.
No, it's not too many people.
No, I mean...
There's 330 million of us.
I understand that. But those fucking 538 are going to hold on to all the power and all the shit and try to do the best they can for themselves.
They'll definitely try.
Yeah. But this is not what we voted for.
If you want to pull up a picture of Mark Wayne Mullen on January 6th, Bob, we'll see exactly what these people are capable of.
Let's see it. Mark, why does that name sound familiar?
He's that cunt from Oklahoma that's always doing illegal insider trading. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out which one I'm talking about.
Let's see. There
we go. This is Mark Wayne Mullen. This is the guy that you think is going to be able to hold on to power.
Man, it would take everything. It would take everything on that side. Here's what the general sense that I get is that if this shit doesn't pass by September, I think most people will just give up on government as a whole, and just not fucking care and go through their life. Let these people continue to fucking ruin it, and whatever it is, it is.
I don't agree with that.
I do.
I think they'll give up on government and stop respecting it, and that's how. So government is like Tinkerbell. Its power only exists if we believe it does.
They'll reach inside your bank accounts and take your money and shit.
Then we'll reach inside their chest and pull their heart out.
But
it hasn't
happened yet.
Because they haven't done that yet, right? They cross that line and people will die.
If they do. But here's the thing, man. I don't see this changing at all. I really don't, man. And I'm looking at it from, I always think locally and then obviously act globally. And I look at our local politics here in Texas, what's going on, with the Democrats and Republicans all voting together on all this fucking shit. Ted Cruz is on this list. He's our senator down here. And it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked here. So if this is just Texas, which is a pretty goddamn big state, let's face it, we're number 2 here. I don't see this changing anywhere else. Do you ever see Californians want to change anything?
No, they all just left.
Right.
Right.
So that's what's going to happen, and they'll take over another state and another state. It's almost like Muslim.
Yeah, I mean, it is different in that regard. Muslims are trying to establish a global caliphate. Right? They're doing it on purpose. Liberals are fucking retarded, and they just ruin an area and then move on to the next. They're more of a parasite, whereas Muslims are doing it on purpose.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
But you look at a vote like this, and it's like, how do you say the Republicans are any better? Or at least the 27 who voted.
I think
those 27 are fine.
Yeah, I think
those other 73 need to get the fuck out of.
I think if you're operating under the premise that Republicans are better, then you're already fucked.
That's what I'm saying.
All politicians are cunts. I've been saying it for quite a while now.
But if you look at these fucking numbers here, who is it? Who's out here that's going to save you?
What do you mean? No one's coming to save you.
That's
you can
what I'm
only
saying,
save
dude.
yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Mitch McConnell's not going to help you. Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, all these fucking assholes.
No, so we'll need to threaten their power center, right? I mean, that's how you negotiate with somebody. Right now, it used to be that we sent representatives to D.C. to negotiate, or the State House to negotiate on our behalf. Right now, we're negotiating with their assumed power on our own side. It's a different type of battle, politically speaking. So you can't there is no like, I don't think primarying people works. I don't think the threat of primarying somebody works when there's a massive capital machine, capital with an A, not an O, that funds all of these campaigns. I mean, you see when somebody pops up that's problematic for other people, like Cori Bush or that dickhole in New York who got ousted essentially by AIPAC, right?
Santos?
No.
George Santos?
Jamal Bowman. So he was talking shit about Israel.
Oh, I remember that guy.
And then AIPAC spent like $40 million to take him out. Same thing with Cori Bush. Now, Cori Bush didn't belong in Congress in the first place, but a foreign lobby like Israel shouldn't be making that decision. American voters should.
No.
But that's what happens, right? Same thing happened to Brandon Herrera. He got outspent 8-1 by this Tony Gonzalez dick because the Republican Party at the national level and at the state levels don't want people who are free thinkers or conservatives in their party. They want people who are going to maintain the status quo so they can keep getting their fucking paychecks. That's all they want, right? So there's only one way to win that fight or to win that game, and it's to not play that game. You have to play a different game. And the game that needs to be played isn't trying to primary Republicans or any of that stupid bullshit. It's not participating in their system, right? Stop participating in the system and form your own. And when they come try to stop you, then you got to fucking get violent, frankly.
Militia Dan's out today, dude. Militia Dan's out
I'm not
today.
I'm not going to go start any trouble. I'm going to do what I want, and if somebody wants trouble, you know where to find me.
Yeah. And for the rest of everybody, I get the general sense just talking to everybody else that they're fucking over it. And hey, as long as I can get through the day, go get a fucking Big Mac and maybe that's a Minecraft Happy Meal for my child, I'm all good. And yeah, I mean, this shit isn't going to change. If it does, look, if September comes and they vote this shit in, holy shit, it's real. If not, then what do you do the rest of the time period? Because none of this shit is going to change, to be honest with you. Even that fucking shit last night, man. Did you see that other judge who wants the 13,000 refugees back to the country?
He's got no. I mean, there's no. There's absolutely no standing for him to say that. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that a district judge has review authority over executive decisions. That's not a thing. It doesn't exist.
Hey.
So Trump can just say, go fuck yourself. They don't have the authority to tell him. Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's doing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And then that twat fucking Chris Murphy from Connecticut, he's such a bitch, man. He was trying to grill Kristi Noem yesterday. He's like, the Supreme Court said that this Garcia dick's got to be brought back. And she goes, well, he's an El Salvadoran citizen.
Yep.
And he's like, well, but the Supreme Court says. And he goes, okay, what's the Supreme Court of the United States?
Sure.
Not of El Salvador. And if the El Salvadoran president says he's not sending it back, then that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, but like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
You cunt. I don't know. I mean, it betrays their position that this is the guy that they've chosen to stand up for. Not the people that were murdered in their own states by illegal immigrants, but this guy who is a murderer.
They love him, dude. Right? Yeah. They love him. They love this guy. He's going to have George Floyd statues up everywhere. And yeah, dude, just an MS, just a sweet Maryland father, MS-13 gang member. And we'll put some statues up of him. Let your kids play around him. Shit, I'm surprised we didn't get one for Cinco de Mayo. God damn it, dude. 3 days late. We didn't get a fucking statue of that guy, the Maryland father. You know it's going to pop up, dude. You know that guy's going to pop up as a statue in one of these goddamn states pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we should make one.
I would love to. They're expensive.
Here on the property.
We went through that one they put in New York City last night. My God, man. They're expensive.
Well, I mean, it would be less expensive if she would lose some weight.
Yeah, well, that's what the artists wanted. And obviously the artists wanted to get paid. So they made a 350-pound person.
Do you think that's what it was? The artist spent a lot of time convincing them, like, hey, I think maybe we should add 25 pounds because, you know.
It does go by weight. We've got a bronze one here, the Brosman Award. Cut to that wide. Yeah.
It's in frame.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Right there. It's expensive. This little statue is expensive. And let alone a gigantic fat black lady in the middle of New York City that's like 12 feet tall.
I think it should be expensive.
That's really costly.
Like, you shouldn't, just like anything else, regular people shouldn't have access to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then there's just going to be brass statues all over the place, and we don't have time for that shit.
I do love this, Bob. Pop this up one more time for the audience. Show the scared honky real quick again.
Yeah, we should make a brass statue.
What's his
of
name?
this.
Mark
Wayne Mullen.
Okay, Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yeah,
Look at the fear in this guy.
We should make a brass statue of this so I can piss on it every day.
Man, that'd be great. Just pop it out right in front of the Drinkin Bros studio lot.
We'll make it a destination thing. Come here and piss on Mark Wayne Mullen's face.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got an outhouse. What is it? Oh, it's that guy's face right there, and we put a little bust out in front of it. Drink some Hard AF seltzers, and then just unleash a healthy 18-ounce piss all over the bust of this guy's face right in front of the studio. I'd watch. I'd even set up Ring camera for Christ's sakes. Next up, ad-wise, we got mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Little heated with MyBookie today. All right, I lost live on air yesterday. I thought it was Pizza Ball was going to be the Pope, and it wasn't. I had 6-1 odds. I put $250 on it. It would have paid off at $12.50 there. Bob, to my knowledge, though, yesterday, this guy that we elected wasn't even on MyBookie, right?
Off the board.
Off the board. Like, that's how big of a shocker this was. You couldn't even bet on this guy yesterday.
Stay woke. I think the Vatican took a lot of their money, put it on this man. That's
what it seems like. That's what it seems like.
They're able to finance the church for the next 100 years.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know what was happening, but I did hear this stat this morning on the way in that $8 billion was actually bet on the Pope around the world, which might be more than the Super Bowl, maybe. Like I don't know what the Super Bowl was at that point. I know they got. I bet on it, just for shits and gigs.
And they cleaned house.
They sure did, dude. They sure did. And I had two people. I had the Pizza Balla guy, who was super Italian and would have been a fun name, and then I wanted my Black Pope, and they didn't give that to me. So yeah, dude, I got boned. However, I've been doing really good in these Knicks series, for Christ's sakes. Holy shit!
I've been cleaning up on baseball.
Have you?
Yeah, I've hit. I hit a 10-team parlay yesterday. Made around $500.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, and I'm about to.
What are you putting? Just like $5 on it, $10 on it?
Anywhere from 1 to 50, depending on the odds and how confident I am. But I'll probably let's see.
That's the fun thing about those parlays. You can put like $5 down and win like $500. Like it's dope.
Yeah, I've already hit one today. If things stay as they are right now, and I get a little lucky, I'll make $1,000 a day.
Yeah, look. The wildest shit to me that MyBookie's doing is giving you plus 5 points on NBA lines. Like. Jesus Christ, dude. That first night, I had 15.5 on both of those spreads with the Nuggets and the Knicks. And, I mean, everybody at home was like, fucking A, we won a lot of money. I was
Especially
with
all these close games. Like they haven't, there's been some blowouts, but there's been a lot of close games.
Last night, I think Denver just gave up. They were like, cool, we're happy to win one, and we'll go home and fight this battle. But, yeah, it's great.
Pacers,
NBA
dogs
season.
at home.
I know. Right now?
Yeah, for game 3 on Friday, Pacers are 2.5-point dogs.
Whoa, dude. That place is loud as shit, too. You ever been there?
I'll take the money line on that.
I will, too,
I think Cleveland's going to get fucked up.
So do I. I think Cleveland might get swept.
Is Garland and all them still out?
I believe so. So they got a lot of injuries. Yeah. But Indiana at home could put their I like that a lot. They're a home dog.
They're fun.
Shit.
They'll drop 120 on you. No problem.
And they might go to the finals.
They play really good defense.
Hey, Bod, what are the odds on the other one?
On what? Thunder Nugs?
Yeah.
Nugs are 5-point home dog.
5 points?
Yeah. Garland
for the Nuggets?
Garland and Mobley are at
Garland's
least on paper set to be. They're both questionable for Friday.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to play. I'm going both of those. Give me all dogs go to heaven on Friday night. Let's go. Give me the Nuggets and the Pacers. I'm all in on that. I'll fucking parlay that, and I'll bump that up 5. I'll bet that every way possible, too. Go to mybookie.com, enter that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Their live casinos rock, too. They got blackjack and all that fun stuff going on over there. Bob and Delco have a show on Drinkin Bros Sports. You're playing against live dealers, so they just pump in a camera. They do hit the mute button so you can't scream at them and shit when you lose, but it's fun, and I don't know anybody else doing that. Roulette, poker, and blackjack are all live, which is fucking rad. Head on over to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Adding a story here. Next up, Bernie Sanders says, I'm not poor. I don't want to fly United, for Christ's sakes. Bernie Sanders is currently on a U.S. tour as the Democratic favorite with AOC right now at 83 years young. Bernie Sanders performing to 30,000 people average crowd size around the United States when questioned about climate change and whether or not he was worried about taking a private jet here and what it would do to the climate. Here was his response. Go ahead and play it, Bob.
Alyssa Slotkin, senator from Michigan, she said you shouldn't be using oligarch. It's over people's head. You've gotten criticized from other people. Free Beacon says Bernie Sanders spent $221,000 on private jets fighting the oligarchy tour, paid for by friends of Bernie Sanders. That you've spent millions of dollars in campaign funds on private jet travel over the years. How do you push back on both of those things?
When's the last time you saw Donald Trump during a campaign mode at National Airport?
No, it doesn't. But he's
you mean
also
on his
not
own
fighting
private
the oligarchy.
plane?
You run a campaign and you do 3 or 4 or 5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United, waiting, 30,000 people are waiting? That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that. That's what campaign travel is about. We've done it in the past. We're going to do it in the future.
And you think that this is hitting a mark? You think it's scratching the itch that voters want to hear from?
I think at a time when the people on top are doing phenomenally well, when seniors, working class people are struggling, people want to hear action to stand up to the people who have the wealth and the power and create an economy that works for all of us, not just the people on top.
Well, Senator Sanders, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, you can cut it there, Bob. This goes back to what you were saying earlier about the Republicans and Democrats all the same. Like, this fucking guy to act, live on air. And why do you throw United under the bus?
Here's what I'm telling you. None of these people in D.C. give a fuck about you or anything else or any issue they're talking about. They don't care about any of it. They don't care about abortion. They don't care about the border. They don't care about the country at all. We just discussed the Republicans and how they had this, and I'm talking about the body, all of them, had the opportunity to do this thing they've been campaigning on for fucking 20 years. We're going to get rid of this, blah, blah, blah. And when they had the opportunity, they're like, oh, we can't. We can't.
Sorry.
And these motherfuckers who 5 years ago were telling you, we have to pass this Green New Deal or the planet will not exist anymore. Or like, well, I'm not going to wait in fucking line. Yeah. Or it's Mark Kelly's like trades in his Tesla, not for a Rivian, but for a Denali, right? Yeah. So they're full of shit. Nobody believes anything they're saying. Putting your trust in these people makes you stupid at this point. It's your fault at this point for falling for them and continuing to vote for them.
I can't believe he said it. I'm gonna send you another clip here that goes through almost word for word what you said regarding the climate. And go ahead and check that feed because somebody looped this together. And I ended up retweeting it.
What we're doing now is speaking to the American people and saying, you have got to be involved in this process, because if you are not, the planet that we're going to leave to our kids and our grandchildren will be significantly less habitable.
5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United? Waiting, 30,000 people are waiting. That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that. That's what campaign travel is about. We've done it in the past. We're going to do it in the future.
Yeah, just not giving a fuck about, everything you said that you were, you believed in, everything else. Am I waiting in line at United? Again, why United? Like I would have said maybe Spirit or Southwest or something like that. Like, why did United get this?
Maybe he's getting paid by one of those other ones.
Maybe. I don't know.
United doesn't have bad lines compared to anybody else. It's not a great company in my opinion.
We just flew it.
Delta's the best, probably.
Probably, yes. But you and I just flew it to Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago.
It's fine.
I don't have an issue.
Yeah.
Our flight was on time. I don't think. Delco's, how about you? Were you on time?
I don't think so.
No, I don't. Yeah, did you miss? Because I remember leaving like 8 or 9 hours after you, and then we caught up with you in the airport later.
We were on the same flight, and it was also delayed.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Actually,
2 hours. It was United. So maybe, who knows? But yeah, dude, to say this live on TV while you're doing a get rid of the oligarchy and like, But that's for the poor people. Like,
Yeah,
I've got to get around.
It's Walton Goggins. Go on, nerd. Get on out of here.
Come on now.
I don't have time for this.
All I need is an 8-ball and $2 million, Eli. God damn it, it's Tanges. I'm trying to fund Tanges here on the Righteous Gemstones. And man, to say the quiet part out loud live on television and then continue to do these rallies, like, what? I've seen them. I've watched them. He talks about climate change. That is one of their biggest fights, him and AOC and everyone else. The fact that they're leading in the head of the Democratic Party right now is hilarious, and I love it. But then just come out and say, you know what? I can't obviously be expected to wait in these line. And for him asking about Trump has never wanted to fix the climates.
Yeah.
Always wanted to been rich. Has always been rich. How many fucking planes does that guy own? Private planes. Like, he's never been shy about it.
Yeah.
If there's one guy on this earth who hasn't been shy about his money, it's been Donald Trump.
Yeah, I've got a picture somewhere of Trump in his backyard in jean shorts.
Yeah, but
right?
a baby pool.
Just setting shit on fire.
Yep.
He's in jean shorts. There's batteries, tires, all kinds of shit. And he's just sitting there, setting them on fire, laughing.
Matter of fact, can we do that on Grok right now?
In a wading pool.
Yeah, Bob,
he's sitting in a little kiddie pool in his jean shorts and no shirt, and he's laughing as tires and batteries burn.
And let's put like a little grill next to him with smash burgers or something for like a 4th of July
and then
thing.
Maybe a car that doesn't have tires on it.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have an engine in it. It's one of those two.
Let's see what Grok gives us, what the real Trump would be like that he's describing or maybe not describing. Like, Trump has never been shy about this, but if they pop up an image that is to my liking, I might strangle bait live on air here. Because I want AI to be there, but it's not all the way there.
Okay, now tell
yet.
it to make the fire bigger, obviously. Cause
oh, no.
Like, tell it you want more of a bonfire. You want
a bonfire, Trump?
I'm telling you, he's burning like en masse. There's a whole mound of batteries and tires.
Okay, so you want a bigger fire?
Yeah.
Do you just say that to Grok? Bigger fire, please.
Yeah. You can tune
more
it up.
stink on it. You say, hey, I want a little throat burn. Like, that's how bad you want the tires to be. Look at that, dude. Pop that. The one on the left, Bob. I think that's the one we go with, right? That's the Trump. That's the Trump that we want. No, dude, we voted for the rich guy who doesn't give a fuck about anything, who probably shits in a gold toilet. That's what I want. And by the way, that's what I'm trying to do with my life, for Christ's sakes. I want to be rich, and I want all of you to be rich, and I want you to tell me how rich you are every time I see you. I love it. Jesus Christ, man. You think I want to be poor? I've been poor. I don't want to be fucking poor. So Bernie Sanders' whole bullshit, like, he's rich. He's not as rich as Trump.
No, but do you really want to be led by people who just can't figure it out in life? I mean, for real. Like, there's the same, like, socialist, communist attitude towards people who serve in government over the years. Is like, we just need to get a common man in there. I'm like, you know some common men.
Yeah.
Like your cousin, Ricky.
Yeah.
Not Richard, not Rick. Ricky, right? Ricky has teeth broken off at the gum line.
Ricky can only talk like this.
And he's not going to be able to handle any of these jobs.
Fuck no.
Right? So, you know, I think Milo said it on the show a while back. It's like they're like a patrician class. There's something to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people that are, I guess, born, not bred, because it's not this blood stuff that people used to talk about. The problem of hereditary succession is very obvious. But having to reach a certain level of success in your life to be able to take charge of other human beings seems like a reasonable thing to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just drive around southern Louisiana, drive through a town, and then find the first shirtless guy on a riding lawnmower. Hey, you're president now.
Oh, shit. Hell no. And then, boom, let him go,
Just
dude.
let him go.
Turn him loose.
Just let him see. We should create a sim world, an AI world. Whenever we're able to do that and just put that dude in charge and see what happens, maybe it'll go well.
I want to do Paul Wall before he was famous. Like, you pluck that guy off the streets of Houston. Pull up a young Paul Wall before, like, the grills and all that fun shit, Bob. Like, Paul Wall at, like, 19. Just see what comes up there. Did he have the grills back then? There we go. That's a perfect picture.
Why is he with Kenny Smith?
Why the fuck is he with Kenny the Smith?
I mean, he is from Houston, so it's fair.
But he wasn't famous then. Was he a baller? He's holding a fucking trophy.
Yeah. He showed
Paul
up to,
Wall
he
a
showed up
fucking
to
baller?
Kenny Smith's summer camp probably and played.
Man, dude, that's wild.
I mean, not shocking that Paul Wall would have played basketball in high school.
Well, no, but in Houston, yes, as a white, there was no honkies on that fucking team in Houston, dude. There's no way, dude. There's no fucking way.
Maybe back then. There's a lot of Mohicans in Houston too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mexicans. They don't play basketball.
Well, they're not allowed.
Wow, they got another sport they dominate. You know,
baseball,
football.
No.
Yeah, they're not playing basketball.
Mexicans are not very good.
I've never
soccer.
coached a Mexican. I don't think I've coached one Mexican kid in basketball.
The Mexican national team is not really good at soccer.
Well, I think don't they go elsewhere? The Mexican team that's in Brazil is really good.
But that's Brazil.
Nope, those are Mexicans, and they go by a fancier name. So yeah, you gonna blast this fool or what? Holmes, go! Even that surprised me. I didn't think I could go that long. I'm actually proud of myself today. But let's bump it on, brother. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, so I want to pay one of those guys, those Mexican announcers, to just hang out in the cuck chair in our bedroom. And as soon as I finish,
right when it comes out,
he fucking goes off, dude.
That first rope, as soon as it hits the air, you're just like, oh my God, that'd be
Can you imagine?
glorious.
And that's mostly for her.
Well, it's not for us.
No, I get nothing out of that.
No, me neither.
For her, I think that's really going to make her day.
And everybody knows I'm a generous lover.
That's going to be
generous,
that'll be
a lot
her
of people
birthday
say.
present, actually.
Yeah, is hiring that guy?
Yeah, because I could buy you something, but who fucking cares about that? I'm going to give you an experience that you'll never forget.
Exactly. We were able to rent. How much was that mariachi band that we got for the Christmas show?
I don't remember, but it wasn't much. They were great too, by the way.
Fucking
What's his
awesome.
name? Phil, the lead guy.
Yeah, we ended up
he's
racing with those guys afterwards.
Yeah, he's like a total metalhead too.
The best.
Yeah, I love that guy.
We ended up drinking. I made the mistake. I threw down the bar tab and I go, help yourself. And they were like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, fucking A. So we ended up getting bombed with those guys afterwards, dude. And I was half a Santa suit was somewhere. And yeah, those dudes were fun as shit.
That'll happen. It's Christmas, so.
True. You're going to lose half a Santa suit.
Yeah, the clothes come off at Christmas time. Yeah, that's what they always say.
They always do, brother. They always do. Next up, ad-wise, we got AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. It's for all the homeowners out there. Look, last 4 years hasn't been great. Prices have been high. You've been having to reach for your wallet. And more particularly that credit card to pay for bills and everything else. Interest rates on those are like 23 to 27%. However, if you own a home and you want to take out equity against it, I think the rate comes in at like 6.5 to 7. Then you're paying that versus the 23 to 27.5% over there. And these guys are a family-owned business. They're open in all 50 states. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so there's no incentive for them to put you in a loan that doesn't make any sense. Their customers, on average, save about $800 a month when they call and let American Financing help them. They don't charge any upfront or hidden fees to find out how much you can save. You may be able to close in as fast as 10 days. Also, you might be able to delay up to 2 mortgage payments. They've helped hundreds of thousands of homeowners create meaningful savings, and it's reflected in the reviews on Google. Call today, 866-887-2275. That's 866-887-2275 or AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. You can check them out too behind the scenes if you want to at NMLS. 182-334 at www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Next up, I'm going to bump this one up, this Buffalo school update. A lot of listeners have been asking us about this here, and I want to get into what we've heard, what we've not heard. Is he coming on the show? Is Rich coming on the show?
Wednesday next week,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Because everybody's asking. So you might remember us speaking up about Rich High, a.k.a. Angry Cops, taking on the Buffalo public school system and their failure to protect children. We have some updates on this issue. I've been hit with a bunch of things here, and I responded to Rich, but do you want to read these to the audience so that they're more specific here?
Yeah, so there's a couple. The first are about the district attorney there, Michael Keene, and county executive Mike Polencars or something, some dumb name.
Okay.
They're among the people who pretended nothing was amiss this whole time. But since Richard outed them, they finally charged that kidnapper with the second count. So you can see that you can find this on Fat Electrician or Angry Cops or Unsub. They all kind of posted it. But as a matter of fact, Bob, if you just want to pull up that YouTube link right now, the guy got, they said that the one kidnapping attempt was just the girl, the little boy that pissed himself that you recall from before. Didn't charge him for that one. They have updated the indictment to charge him with that as well, right?
Is it the first YouTube link in the doc?
It's not in the doc. It's in the story.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, just play this.
Yeah, is this from Buffalo, and is this the same station that we played last week?
I don't know if it's the same station or not, but it's...
Well, our listeners went after that fucking station.
It's not the same person. It's some female reporter.
Okay, go ahead and play this clip.
I'm Maki Becker at Erie County Court. Shane Cronin, a 30-year-old Illinois man, was in court Wednesday. He's charged with attempted kidnapping of a child at the Charles R. Drew Science Magnet School in Buffalo back in February.
Next matter before the court, this people of the state of New York versus Shane Cronin.
Police say that on February 11th, Cronin entered the K-8 grade school through a shared door with the Buffalo Museum of Science. According to the district attorney's office, he approached two children in a hallway and allegedly tried to lure and abduct one of those students. When an assistant principal told him to leave, Cronin allegedly punched her and shoved her to the ground. A grand jury delivered a 5-count indictment against him.
Count 1, attempted kidnapping in the second degree.
He's also now charged with attempted luring a child, burglary, attempted assault, and endangering the welfare of a child. He's been held without bail since the incident. DA Michael Caine said in a statement that additional charges may be filed in this case. With security and safety in the schools in the news, we're learning that the Buffalo Public Schools at this point does not have an agreement with the Buffalo Police Department for school resource officers, also known as SROs. Now, we reached out to City Hall about that, and this is what they had to say. There's no holdup. It is currently under review by the new Buffalo Police Department leadership. We'll keep you updated on that. Maki Becker, 7 News, Buffalo.
You know, you didn't keep us updated on was who broke this story and why this guy actually got fucking arrested.
Yeah, well, and he was already arrested. They didn't report the second part.
Okay.
Probably to cover up for the fact that they didn't tell that little boy's parents that there was an attempted kidnapping. They had no idea until he was pissing himself.
Right.
And then they asked the school, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, this is what happened, actually. And then some employee from the school actually saved the camera footage that they deleted from their system.
Really?
Yes. Now, this is case number 23-136-0692, sexual assault between two students. This is a separate case, by the way, same school system. Failure to report pool rape at school. Principal fails to report the assault and conducts her own, quote, investigation and finds no fault. Victim makes second disclosure a year later, and a criminal investigation occurs headed by the DA's office. The ADA assistant district attorney in charge of the case forwards subpoenas to BPS legal and principal of the school. All refuse cooperation. Principal sends a letter to the ADA stating refusal. The Buffalo school system conducted their own investigation of a rape of a girl and then refused to cooperate with the police or the district attorney, right? That's one of the cases. Another case is BPS intentionally mislabeled incidents preventing Special Victims Unit, or CPS, from beginning an investigation. Case 25-065-0245, a female is sexually abused off school campus by friends. Victims make disclosures to the school. School conducts, again, their own investigation, labels the incident, quote, information only, and does not further inform Special Victims or CPS. Case uncovered by SVU accidentally. They came about it in a different way, right, and found out about it. Another one was this case. So obstruction of attempted kidnapping, currently ongoing felony trial, unknown male enters school through unsecured door, blah, blah, blah. You just heard all that stuff there. They, again, hid the second juvenile victim, although they were aware of it, and they deleted evidence to that effect. BPS, which is Buffalo Public School System, is a big problem, apparently. It's Erie County, New York, and They are pulling all sorts of crazy bullshit up there. And the police, as it were, or I'm sorry, not the police, but the DA's office is doing jack shit about it.
Right.
The commissioner's office is doing jack shit about it, county commissioner's office. They haven't done anything, right? They said they're looking into it now, but they've known about this for some amount of time, right? Like when somebody gets raped at a school,
yep,
and you're the DA, and you say, hey, we want that information, and they say no, that's not an answer.
Nope.
Fuck you. Go get the answer. That's your job, is to protect the citizens, especially children. Now, on the other side of it is the school district's attorney, Robert Boreanaz, who is now like trying to like subtly threaten Richard and Fat Electrician and all these guys with lawsuits. Let me tell you something, fuckface. You don't want this smoke. We have flushed much bigger turds than you. Right.
And I'll read his statement, by the way, from the Fat Electrician. He says, if you even tried to pursue legal action, I'm going to just word for word from Fat Electrician. You'd be exposing yourselves to punitive and compensatory damages under New York's SLAPP laws. He also says, I have written statements from teachers. I've written statements from first responders. I've written statements from parents. I have written statements from students, and I've filmed interviews with teachers. All of them validate Detective High's claims. Your empty threats don't sway me. And that's word for word, according from the Fat Electrician there, who's on the Unsub show. Now, I wrote underneath this post, too, also, if they were to sue that podcast or anybody else, you would get access. So all the discovery as far as emails, texts, phone logs, all that other shit in the discovery process, and there's no fucking way they want any of that, or they're trying to delete it or get rid of it now. Now, the footage thing, I did not hear about them deleting the footage and finding it. Who did that? Do we know who did that?
I don't know who the individual was that did it, but the system log would show who made the deletion, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
so that's coming out. I mean, if you've heard a printer running somewhere in the ether, that's Fat Electrician printing out FOIA requests.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Hundreds
of them. And they're going to get it. And these people better go ahead and come forward and admit what you did now, or it's going to get really, really bad for you. I can tell you that right
this
now.
story is not going away.
Yeah.
And if you remember the clip we played from the news team last week where they were like, this was alleged on a podcast where guys were drinking and burping and all this other shit. And it was like, okay, cool. Let's cut to 6 days later. How'd that work out for everybody?
Yeah. And what do you think the guys who defend your communities do exactly?
The last part of this, and I threw Texas under the fucking bus here for all our shitty politicians in this state. The one thing they get right is setting these police officers at schools, and they're at every single school. Now, I heard in that woman's interview there that they don't have any SROs on campuses or anything else in New York, which is shocking to me at this point. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the Buffalo County school system, or the district attorney's office rather, says they're looking into Shane Cronin, the attempted kidnapping guy. Made no comment on looking into Buffalo schools, who are obviously deleting. I mean, they allegedly at least deleted the CCTV footage. That's what an employee of the school said. Because they pulled the footage down after it was deleted. There is a copy of it
somewhere that exists. Yeah.
And it would be a shame if you were to call the Buffalo or the Erie County District Attorney's Office. I don't even know where you would find the number for it.
Me neither.
716-858-2400.
Or if you took that clip and let's say you posted it on Twitter, who would you tag in something like that to kind of reshare it?
It's at DA Erie County NY.
There you go. Or you could pop that up on YouTube as well. But I'm pretty sure all of this is coming. Anyways, here. Next up, price controls don't work.
I'm so sick of having this goddamn conversation.
Okay.
To be honest. So we talked about it before during the campaign, and now fucking here we are again on the other side. This is what I'm saying. These people are just idiots. During the 2024 campaign, Kamala Harris suggested we use price controls to bring down food prices, right? Of course, food prices return to normal anyways just by having good policy. Sometimes it just matters who's in charge.
Yeah.
That's something.
I have not had a problem with food, gas, or eggs and anything.
No, but that didn't stop Harris from suggesting a strategy that has proven disastrous literally every time it's ever been used. Just in recent history, since 2007 was the first, and then about 10 years later, give or take, with Venezuela. Zimbabwe and Venezuela tried price controls on food and other basic goods, medicine. It led to worse inflation, hyperinflation in the case of Venezuela. I think the highest it got up to was 2,400%, which means you would need $2,400 for $1. That's what that means. Right.
Oh,
that's what happened.
I'm familiar. I gamble a lot.
Yeah, that's what happened in Venezuela. It also resulted in food shortages in both places because people that were doing those jobs, making that stuff, refused to do it because they were just going to get bent over by the government. In the 1970s, gasoline prices were out of control in the U.S. Jimmy Carter used price controls, made it worse. The original version of this, of course, is one I've talked about before, Diocletian's price edict. In the early part of the 4th century, the result of which was widespread black market activity as producers hoarded goods or sold them illegally. A completely parallel economy popped up. Enforcement was harsh but ineffective because it just there's no real way to enforce it once a black market pops up. And the policy failed to stabilize the economy and in fact made it worse and created bigger inflation. It's stupid then, from the 4th century all the way up until 10 years ago, and it's fucking stupid now. It will never work. It's never worked before. These policies distort markets, undermine innovation, and limit consumer choice. Now, reportedly, the Trump administration is urging congressional Republicans to toss aside their opposition to government price setting and include a, quote, most favored nation pricing model for Medicaid drug payments, tying the prices the government pays to the lowest rates set by foreign governments. We cannot allow this stupid shit. Today, Medicare already secures the, quote, best price in American drug markets. That's what we base it on, our own economy, which is what the fuck you should do, right? Manufacturer rebates negotiated through statutorily mandated formula typically reduce Medicaid drug costs by over 50% already. In some cases, it even goes to 100%, depending on the deal. That means the manufacturers effectively pay the government when patients are accessing their medication, right?
Yeah, but here's what I've never understood about medication in particular. It is very cheap to reproduce. Are we buying it from somewhere else that we can't just make it here for?
We buy a lot of it from China, and we buy a lot of it from Israel.
Okay.
Yeah, which we should not be doing.
No.
So again, the pricing structure, which is aggressive, is at least grounded in domestic market conditions, like it's our own economy. So we're not reliant on somebody else, as you say. Proposals to import foreign price controls into America's largest price-controlled program, which is Medicaid, also our largest expenditure as a country, $1.7 trillion annually.
God damn.
Would not do anything to help Americans. Could have serious adverse impacts across markets, raise costs, exacerbate existing market distortions, and kill innovation. I mean, these companies, I'm not going to sit here and argue on behalf of Big Pharma, but getting the government involved to regulate and price control, we just know that it doesn't work. Historically, we've seen it over and over again and how it's not worked. The GOP actually has an opportunity to fix Medicaid by getting illegal immigrants out of it.
Yep.
That's the thing that you should be focused on, not setting price controls for a downstream problem. Go upstream, kick all these fucking people, these 20 million people off of it that don't belong there in the first place. That should be the first priority. We shouldn't even be talking about this right now. Price controls will not fix it. It is a political shitstorm to even think about doing that. We know that it doesn't work. We've seen the history. It's happened many, many times before. It's failed every single time. And when it fails, the GOP is going to have to answer. The Republicans are going to have to answer for this. People are going to look in 10 years, are going to look back and say, you had a chance to right the ship. And instead, you chose to do what fucking Democrats do again.
In California, Newsom in particular just asked for $2.8 billion for Medicaid for illegals.
Oh, yeah.
In that state alone, to Dan's points, you get the fucking 20 million of them out of here. I have a feeling that will chip away at that cost pretty goddamn quickly. Yeah. But then you get these shithead judges like Homeboy who were like, no, the refugees stay. They've all got to have due process here.
No, fuck that. Get them out and let your members of Congress know that price controls on Medicaid drugs, unacceptable. Price controls anywhere ever, unacceptable. It does not work. It just doesn't work. And it'll never work.
But what if Big Pharma gets in bed with politicians? Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah. You think that's
it's not happening now.
I think that's
it
gonna
is.
work, yeah.
Bernie, they popped Bernie for it the other day. I've only taken $30 a person from regular humans. And they were like, what about that $2.1 billion? I was only $2.1 million out of the $200 million I raised was Big Pharma. And you're like, okay, step back on the private jets and just lie about everything else. Too.
I mean, it just like anytime you price fix like this and you're not allowed to fluctuate with the market, then you create a situation where manufacturers and innovators will pull out of the market. You'll get drug shortages, and then you'll get a real run, right? People will start buying it off book. Medicaid will not go bankrupt because it is a government program. They will simply print more money. So if you think this is helping anybody, it's not. All it's going to do is make inflation worse. The solution, as always, is competition. That's it.
Yep.
More people making drugs in the drug. If you want to tackle anything, tackle IP. And drugs, right? If that's the way you wanted to go with that, that would be something to talk about. But and also protecting our intellectual property from China, especially in that regard. That would be competition will work. Government interference literally never works. Overregulating companies will make them pull out of the market. It's just that simple.
Also, for the GOP out there, just before September, if you want my vote, make Vicodin free. Just make it free and clean, and make sure that I can get some on a daily, if not weekly basis. I'm not asking for the world here, okay? I didn't shoot for the moon and say oxys. I just said some simple Vicodin to kind of take the edge off from time to time would be great. So look into that, and then you can probably have my vote on that. Matter of fact, I think it's the only thing on my wish list now. I mean, border shut down, and then just some clean bike. That's all we want, okay? Just to be able to take drugs again, like normal Americans.
And free fentanyl test strips.
Yes.
Obviously.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of drugs, here's competition in the marketplace. Guys, here's why your hormones suck. Most guys are focused on testosterone, but it's not even half the puzzle. In order to absorb testosterone optimally, you must have adequate growth hormone. More specifically, its end result growth factors. Unfortunately, growth hormone decreases every year after puberty, which may explain your poor performance in the gym, excess body fat, or even your poor performance in the bedroom. Yeah, you little limp dick motherfucker. Oh, I fucking see you in the corner. Yeah, I'm watching on the couch, dude. You can't get hard. Sorry, that's not part of the copy. I went off script there.
For some people, that's the only way they can get hard.
Well, is hearing my voice or
just being insulted like that?
Okay. Or somebody's gonna be jacking off that tonight, and that kind of makes me fucking amped. That's where BioPro Plus comes in. BioPro Plus gives you back those growth factors naturally, giving you HGH-like results with 0 needles, 0 side effects, and 0 doctor visits, all at a fraction of the cost of prescription treatments. So, if you want to perform, fix, and look the way you feel, not only in the gym, but in the bedroom, without all the risk of the big pharma synthetic stuff. This is perfect for you. No needles, no doctors, no side effects. Head on over to bioproteintech.com to learn more, or click the link in the audio description and video description here and use that promo code Drinkin Bros for $30 off your first order. Comes in like 30 vials. It's great. We've been doing it for over a year, dude. Pop one underneath your tongue. You'll feel a little sting. You know that it's working. And then, boom, pop back up into the gym. And it also makes your skin look great. I'm looking at mine right now. God damn, Ross. Shit. I know you don't have a limp dick, do you? No, you sure don't, Ross. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Keep going. Sorry. Again, it's not on the script there, but I want you to know that I do breathe hard and fuck tough, obviously. Next up, Homan Trolls AOC. Border Czar Tom Homan fired back at AOC, warning that the tables have now turned after she taunted him at a town hall addressing the Trump's administration deportations. I take pleasure that I can live in her mind rent-free every day, but we all know exactly what she's doing. Homan told Laura Ingraham on Tuesday she's educating the worst of the worst on how to evade law enforcement, but the tables have now turned. She's educating people on how to get prosecuted because you have a fine order. Is there do we have the clip of this on Fox?
There's got to be somewhere. Yeah, click on that link.
Yeah, pop that up. I'd love to see this interaction. I personally love watching this guy speak because it's like everybody's just pissed off grandfather. And every time He just says the worst shit possible, and I love it. This is I like this guy. I fucking voted for. At the end of the day, here, Bob, Twitter's probably your best option, I would say, if you were looking that up real quick. Just type in Homan, Laura Ingraham, Fox News interview, and that's again. I'm pulling that off the cuff. Let's see what happens there. Is that a picture of George Pickens getting traded from the Steelers? There it is.
That's a link. Here we go.
Boom. Look at that. This fucking guy, dude. He reminds me of the old school, like, New York mafia bosses.
He goes on Fox a lot. That's from February.
Ah, it is. Okay. All right. Well, if you have latest and greatest from home and try to find it. If not, I'll read it for you.
Here we go. I got it.
All right, Bobby. There we go.
Is Tom Homan. White House borders
Hold on. Fox is going autoplay. There we go.
Dangerous.
Oh, my God.
Oh, pushed by Big Pharma. Everybody's listening to us, dude. God damn it. No.
You really tried to fuck us there, Bob.
Bob, you pulled my jeans down.
Give it a sec.
To my ankles.
There we go.
Slowly pulled down my boxers.
Tom Homan, then acting director of ICE,
fucked me.
Said that he was going to threaten to refer me to DOJ because I'm using my free speech rights in order to advise people of their constitutionally guaranteed protections. And he may want to do it again today. And to that I say, come for me.
Tom, come for me, she said.
I take pleasure. I can live with her mind rent-free every day. But we all know exactly what she's doing. Like I just said, she's educating the worst of the worst, how to invade law enforcement. But the tables have now turned. She's educating people how to get prosecuted. Because you have a final order. It is illegal to not comply with that order. It's a crime to take steps to not comply with ICE removal orders or not comply with ICE actions taken in custody. You can't hinder your own removal that was ordered by the federal judge. I would like AOC to read Title 8, United States Code 1253, because it's starting tomorrow.
Do you?
Are you can press pause here, Bob? So I've heard this a lot from every Democrat, from Congress to Senate to the candidates running and all those other bullshit about the Constitution in regards to illegals. I am unfamiliar that we're supposed to do anything. Am I wrong on this? Like, you know the Constitution better than all of us.
Yeah, the Constitution applies to everybody, technically. It delineates when it means it doesn't, right?
It does say, yeah, sometimes it says citizen, sometimes it says persons.
Yeah. So the Fifth, I think the Fifth Amendment says any person, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it does delineate between the two. But then, of course, there is case law after the fact that determine case law and legislated law and then common law, which is to say historical precedent, right, that shows different things. So he mentioned 8 U.S.C. 1253. That is the penalties related to removal, which is to say once a removal order has been given, any action to deter that is an additional crime, right? Being here in the country in the first place gets you certain penalties. The first penalty is a 5-year ban, 10-year ban, and then permanent ban. And then 1182, this is specific to visas, right? So not illegal immigrants, but people that are here on visas. This is one of the things people keep bitching about. 8 U.S.C. 1182 says, if you're here on a visa and you're rabble-rousing, supporting, even just saying, I support Hamas, if you're here on a visa or you're a green card holder, not yet naturalized, you can be immediately deported for saying that. That's that you can agree or disagree with it, but that is what the law says.
I agree with
right?
it. I agree.
I agree with it, too. I think... get
him the fuck out of here.
I think a non-natural citizen, somebody who's been naturalized, who presents as anti-American in that way, should be have their citizenship stripped and removed as well.
Yeah.
I'm tired of playing these fucking games.
Same.
I don't give a shit about classical liberalism when it comes to people that are trying to invade my fucking country. Right? What's that fucking quote from...
What up, Maniro? I think that's the quote, right? No?
What's that movie?
Could be incorrect.
What's that movie with the dude with the weird haircut?
Ah, shit. Tommy Boy.
Where he's using the bolt gun to kill people.
Oh,
No Country for Old Men. There's a quote in there that John, what's his name? The main actor, what's his name?
Fuck, dude.
Josh
He's married
Brolin.
to Penelope Cruz.
Josh Brolin.
No. He won an Oscar.
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's it, yeah. So Javier Bardem says, if your rules got you here, Were they good rules? The answer to that is clearly no.
No.
If the rules as they are got us to the point where 20 million people can be admitted into this country illegally, and then you have no recourse except for to go through all this red tape to get them out, then those rules need to change. So I think we need to update the INA in a big way to make a first offense, for maybe even put a sunset clause on it if you want. But for the next 10 years, first offense, unlawful entry or unlawful presence in this country is a permanent ban from the United States.
But you'd have to pass that through Congress, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the INA can be amended internally. Now they might be they would try to come after that with the courts. I'm sure. But I think that the INA. So here's the INA is federal law, right? So there's certain things that can be changed, certain things that can't. I'm not an expert on that, so I have to defer to somebody else who knew more about that. But I do know that federal immigration judges are part of the executive branch, even though they're judges. Did you know that?
I did not.
So federal immigration judges work for the executive, not for the judiciary.
Okay.
They are not part of the judiciary or judicial branch of government. They're part of the executive branch. So Trump says, here's the law, enforce it this way. He has the right to do that. And they are compelled by law to do what he fucking tells them to do. And district courts and the judicial branch have no say. They don't have review of executive processes like that. The Supreme Court could, but the district courts don't. And I don't know how long we're going to continue playing this fucking game.
Well, why can't you just get paddy wagons, start rounding these fuckers up, and then just drive them over the border?
He can. I mean, it certainly could invoke the Insurrection Act right now, and Congress would have to vote to stop him.
So why not do it?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for.
I don't either. Because for me,
I don't know if he's trying. It is possible that in some of these cases he's trying to use this as leverage in some of the trade deals we're negotiating now with South and Central America. That's possible. But so I don't know the full spectrum of it. I know that he is losing steam rapidly.
Well, I mean,
Mike Johnson's approval rating is in the 25%.
Oh yeah,
right
he's
now.
fucking sucks. He's always sucks. But like, let's take me for example. Let's say, I don't know, me and some of my friends got rounded up in a paddy wagon after an Ohio State-Michigan game. Okay. Small riot broke out. I wasn't really a part of it. I don't believe so. I was accused of it and put in the back of this paddy wagon. Later released. Everything was fine. What's to stop you from doing that? Because it was pretty goddamn easy to round up 50 of us and put us in this goddamn thing and get us out of there. So why aren't we doing that? Do you have to invoke that Insurrection Act? So technically speaking, Trump could go to California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, so on, mostly those, right? And say, we're going to, or any state where there's a large concentration of illegals too, even if they're internal states and not border states, and say, we're going to put the National Guard on Title 10 orders, which is to say federal order. They're usually on Title 32 state orders. Put them on Title 10 orders, and now they are a slice element of Homeland Security, under ICE, under ERO. So their job is to take all of the removal orders, go find the people, arrest them, and then deport them. That is, he could do that, but he would need for the individual state governors to declare states of emergency and allow him to do that. With the Insurrection Act, he can do it unilaterally without their consent. Right now?
Yep.
Okay. And then because there's another story that I wanted to ask you about in relation to this, and I said, look, a bunch of listeners tagged us, and I said, I'll ask you. You've got more inside info here. It says the U.S. may deport migrants to Libya. First flights could leave as soon as Wednesday, according to U.S. officials. Is that true or false?
I mean, I don't know. Are they from Libya? Or are they just Middle Easterners?
I'm not sure.
Like I don't remember what the law is specifically on removal orders to non-countries of origin, which is to say putting Venezuelan people in El Salvadoran prisons. I don't remember what that is. However, if you have an extradition treaty with a country and El Salvador says we've labeled all TDA, Tren de Aragua members as terrorists and we're going to imprison them, and they send us an extradition request, we can honor that for sure. And that doesn't even count as a deportation, frankly.
I'm not kidding. So that was 2 days ago, and I said I would ask Dan. I asked Dan. This is breaking news right now. Biden-appointed Judge Brian Murphy of Massachusetts blocks the Trump administration's plan to deport illegals to Libya. That is as of right now. So what do you, like, when you're talking about losing steam here, what do you do when you're getting blocked by every dickhead judge across the country for trying to execute what everybody voted for? Like all the things that we all voted for.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that it is within his power to ignore them and do it anyways. The district judges. If the Supreme Court wants to rule on something, that's something else. But
this is a district court in Massachusetts.
Yeah, some fucking limp dick district court somewhere does not have review authority over the executive branch of government. That's not a thing. Doesn't exist. So I just assume that Trump is working on some bigger thing right now because it's very obvious how to handle this, and he's not doing it right now. So I just have to assume that they're trying to work on something more comprehensive in that regard. That's my guess. Otherwise, he would just tell them to get fucked.
Man, dude,
or the other possibility is that he doesn't actually care about this issue. I don't think that's true, but it's either he's got something in the works that's bigger, like a bigger plan for this, or the administration is too dumb to know that they have actionable stuff they can do right now, or he just simply doesn't care. Those are the things.
Let me throw one more out at you, and this is a serious one here. Could you lower tariffs for some of these countries if they take these fucking illegals back?
Yeah, that's what I said before.
Okay.
Like 5 minutes ago. It might be part of a bigger, broader negotiation. That would fall into my first possibility. It's part of a broader negotiation.
Well, the tariff thing would make sense based on what's going on right now. So if that's what it is, maybe we'll see. But right now,
I think you could go to the public right now and just put this out. Put it out in Spanish too, right? Just to make sure everybody understands what you're saying.
Sure.
And say, okay, well, here's our new policy. We're sending everybody to China. If you're an illegal immigrant in this country right now, you've got 2 days to leave. And if you're still here in 2 days, everybody's getting deported to China. They've got some concentration camps.
Over there, yeah.
So good luck. And then we give China a better tariff deal based on that.
That would be great. Where do you put them? With the Uyghur Muslims?
Give a fuck where they put them. Yeah. You don't belong here, all right? Look, if somebody walked, if one person walked into my home, right, and there was somebody that was clearly in need of something, like they're hurt or they're sick or something, I'm probably going to help that one person. If they bring their whole family in, everybody's going to die.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're all dead. I don't care about you anymore. You've overstepped, and that's what these people have done, and they've got to go. It's just the way it is. There's nothing empathetic or non-empathetic about it. That's not the case.
No.
The case is there are rules in life, and you have decided to break the rules, and now I've decided to punish you for breaking those rules.
And by the way, this reminds me of my favorite story of a break-in, which was Anne Heche, prime Anne Heche, pre-gay, breaking into that dude's house.
On ecstasy, yeah.
On ecstasy, taking a shower, full fucking shower, coming out in his bathrobe, sitting on his couch and saying, do you want to watch a movie? And the guy called the police. Like, that guy should be deported.
I think he should have been deported for that, yeah. You obviously should have at least watched a movie with her. I'm not saying you got to do anything weird.
But why not?
No,
she's on ecstasy, and it's Anne Heche, and she went both ways.
Yeah,
That wasn't a one-sided thing for her.
Yeah, I mean, most reasonable people probably would have partook.
R.I.P., obviously. She's dead. Drove into a house. The whole car exploded, and
she's had bad luck with houses.
Well, that was the end of her luck.
Yeah.
If you're on the last spin on Press Your Luck, it came up as a whammy, and I hate to tell you there. Bob, bring up prime Anne Heche, and
no
just
whammies.
for the audience, okay? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Prime Anne Heche, God, what was the fucking movie with Vince Vaughn where she's saving him from prison with Joaquin Phoenix? There you go. There you go, Bobby 3-6.
Return to Paradise.
Any one of those will do right there. There we go. She breaks into your house, dude, and she's just sitting on the couch, dude. Fully showered, too. She's not dirty or all fucked up or, like just clean as a whistle, dude. Cleaner than a pig's dick. And she's like, hey, who are you? Johnny Awesome. You just got home? Let's watch a movie. I'm on ecstasy, and I'm wearing your bathrobe.
You know what I would do? I'd make her stand up.
Yep.
Then I would smell the couch.
Really?
And then look her right in her eyes and say, what movie do you want to watch?
So you would want proof of life of the shower?
No, that's just to establish dominance.
Okay, over her.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because she's in a altered mental state, so you can't just pop her, which is what I normally would do.
I would
to establish dominance
to a prime Anne Heche.
Yeah, you got. I mean, she needs to be popped more than anybody.
No, she sure does.
Because the ego gets up here, right?
It does.
No. This isn't new, by the way. 1510 or 1511, depending on your read of history, is when Shakespeare wrote *The Taming of the Shrew*.
11, yeah.
And it's been true then, and it's true now. 500 years of truth. Women who are acting out need a dude to come fuck them up. That's just the way it is.
Normally I would agree with you, but on this one, it was a guy's apartment complex. So it's not like she broke into a mansion and the guy was just like, oh, fuck. It was just some slapdick, man, who came home from Blockbuster and was just like, oh, shit, Anne Heche is in my house. I'm calling 911.
It doesn't matter, Prince or pauper. Your job as a man is to establish dominance over the women in your area.
Not true, dude.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
Pauper, you're lucky to fuck Anne Heche.
No, you can't think like that.
Prime Anne Heche?
You can't think like that.
You have to as a pauper.
That's loser behavior.
That is not, dude.
Yeah, it's loser behavior. This idea that somebody's out of your league, 100% wrong.
No.
Nobody's out of anybody's league.
In an apartment in Van Nuys, dude, and a prime Anne Heche shows up, you're the fucking pauper, and you're going to do whatever it needs to be done.
This woman,
that movie with Anne
this
Heche.
woman she's acting wild. Because she needs
Nothing
a man.
was wild about her.
She's acting wild because she needs a man to control her. That's what it is. I'm telling you, that's just basic human psychology. It's been going on for thousands of years. You can find it in every single philosophy. You will find that exact same story.
No, not to a prime Anne Heche. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have called the police either. Fuck, I'd have let that bender go for a full 3 days. I would have called my boss and be like, yo, I got to take my whole week off, bro.
You say that, but if he had popped her a couple times, she'd still be there. She wouldn't be dead in that car fire.
Wow.
That's right.
That is a bold statement,
That's an absolute fact.
You're saying if Anne Heche, a prime Anne Heche, got a rap on the beak from like a Sean Connery, she wouldn't be dead.
I'm telling you, she would never leave.
She'd leave the apartment.
Nope, definitely not.
As soon as her agent called with that next gig, she'd be like, oh, fuck, what am I doing in this shitty apartment in Van Nuys?
No, you would be living in her house.
Why did I fuck this guy?
You would be living in her house, sitting at home waiting for her to get home every day to pop her again.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
100%.
Homeboy made the wrong call there. Now she's...
That's true. He did make the wrong call. He should not have called the police. He should have called me, and I would have told him to fucking pop her.
No. He could have called me, and I would have said, hey, let's get that party started. Okay, I forget who sang that song. I believe it was Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
But,
actually, originally it was Let's Get Retarded, but...
Oh, that's right.
They had to change it.
They did have to change the lyrics,
retarded.
And if you think he's making a joke right now, that is the God's honest truth. The original lyrics were Let's Get Retarded, and then they just changed the lyrics later. So people got real sensitive about it. Last but not least here, probably my favorite story of the week.
This is... So the Three Doors Down thing, we slipped in just because a lot of respect for the guy.
Yeah,
we've all seen him, loved him over the years and stuff.
Yeah,
and he's a good dude too, just generally speaking, but not really a typical fake news story. This is a fake news story.
So is this real?
It's fucking real.
Okay, so I've heard about this Meth Raccoon. If you guys have not heard about it, for our audio listeners, there was a pet raccoon that has been busted trying to smoke meth through a glass pipe during a traffic stop, leaving police officer in hysterics. Chewy, the raccoon, was spotted trying to smoke one last hit of meth after his owner got pulled over during a traffic stop in Springfield, Ohio. Fucking A, dude. That's where they were eating the dogs and the ducks, dude. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the ducks. Now the raccoons are on meth. Yeah, this town's all fucked up.
That's why everybody in that area, all the liberals were like, this isn't serious. You're not being serious. Like, no, they're really eating dogs and ducks.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, maybe, but the white people are doing this. So
I mean, do we have video of this, Bob?
Oh, yeah.
All right, play it. I have not seen the video.
It's almost hard to listen.
I didn't even want to fucking entertain this story.
It's almost hard to listen because the cop is laughing so hard.
Shut the fuck up. I thought this was an AI bit or like a Babylon Bee, so I didn't even go any further. Play the video. I haven't seen it.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what? Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now.
She's like, my meth.
No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have
that. I'm going to do it. It's okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you're on. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
So that old lady was smoking meth?
Yeah. How do you think she stays so young? She's actually 25 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say. That would make more sense.
All right. Enough fun and games.
I would pick up that fucking raccoon, dude.
I would take the raccoon home with me for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on his way here.
Keep an eye. She was trying to take the meth pipe out of the car. Just keep an eye on her real quick.
Holy fucking shit. Yeah. I didn't even bother to open this video up because I didn't think it was real.
No,
that's why this show is called fake news. Holy shit.
Now, the police say that the raccoon was not injured.
Well, was it arrested and detained, the raccoon?
I don't think you can arrest raccoons.
Why not?
Because they're not people.
I mean, I'd probably look into change that law too, Trump, you know?
Well.
Fucking A. So that was real, huh? Mm-hmm. Son of a bitch, dude. Victoria Vidal, that old lady you saw there, was charged with an F3 possession of drugs, 3 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, and was cited for driving under the suspicion of having a raccoon or meth. Because I don't think you can legally have a raccoon on you either, can you?
It depends on the state. In Texas, you can.
Really?
Yeah, you can own pretty much anything in Texas.
God damn, dude. Yep. So, yeah, Chewy was not injured, the police are saying. Thank God they put out that statement. I was wondering if Chewy was injured.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody was really concerned about the old meth head.
It's kind of column A, column B for me on this one. Like a little bit of both for me personally. But yeah, that is a fucking wild. I refused to open it. I thought that was a Babylon Bee. I thought that was a fake story. I was like, dude, I'm not doing the Meth Raccoon thing today. Okay, guys? Holy shit. Can't believe that's real.
Before we wrap it up, though, Gary says he has a segment.
Oh, did he finally show up today? Where's he at?
He's not here. No, he said he's on the toilet of a Buc-ee's, shitting his brains out.
Shut the fuck up. All right, so we sent out Gary on assignment. He was supposed to come in. Yeah, Joel's missing.
I haven't seen Joel in weeks.
Yeah. I have a feeling you won't be seeing Joel.
He edits till like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Again, I have a feeling you won't be seeing Joel for a while. He's not in the country, guys. Okay, talk about that story a little bit later. But Gary, we sent down to 6th Street for Street Gonzo here, and to get the reactions of our story that we did a few days ago about the Texas legislation here. Let's go back to the story earlier, which I thought he was going to pop in for. Thanks, Gary. And he asked them what he thought, normal people on the streets, of what they thought of Texas potentially outlawing and fining people, potentially jailing them for up to a year for putting political memes on the internet. Go ahead and press play here.
Think that the government should regulate memes?
No, definitely not.
No, because they have no sense of humor.
Oh, no. No, heck no. That's a meme. If y'all are with that, y'all are weak-minded, and y'all need to go get some help. That's two-tier Tony. That's UK bullshit.
Explain that.
2 tiers of politics in England between the working-class people and the elites, who basically have a 2-tier system.
No.
Why?
Freedom of speech? Regulate memes? No, freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's not good.
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
I say fuck them. Like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It's only free speech when it
Dressed
applies
like
to
Harry
them,
Potter.
apparently.
And that's not how it works.
No, fuck no.
I like that answer.
I just made eye contact with it. I'm scared. I'm terrified.
What do you think about that?
I'm not scared.
You're not scared of posting any memes?
I don't want to scare anyone. I mean,
what do you think about the government regulating memes?
Out of his mind.
Fucking Jews, bro.
Whoa!
The fuck's that got to do with anything?
Censorship? No one on earth that actually wants that.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's violating our rights. It's freedom of speech.
Correct. What do you think?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. It's violating.
So I don't know anybody on either side who wants this. I also don't know what the fuck, again, is going on in the state of Texas with the senators and congressmen here, or women, or whoever the fuck they are, but it's very strange. And nobody on either side that Gary interviewed, a.k.a. Street Gonzo, wants this. And, I mean, the politicians obviously want it because they don't want to get made fun of. But fuck them. Yeah, I'm with it's the First Amendment, one would imagine. But We'll see if this actually passes. It has gone through state Congress, though. What's the last step? Does it go to the governor to sign off on?
I don't know, actually, where it is in the process. I think it would have to. I think both
I know
houses.
the states. Well, the Congress passed it here in the states.
The House.
Oh, yeah, the House. Yeah.
I don't know about the Senate, and I don't know how that works in Texas, actually. But certainly, wheelchair could veto it, and then they would have to get a supermajority, which they probably would, to be honest. I don't know who's voting against it. And then Colorado House passed that bill today that makes it illegal for you to misgender your own child.
What?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So when your kid comes to you and says, I'm a girl now, my name's Christina, and you say, no, it's not, then CPS can take your kid away.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, it hasn't been signed by Pope Leo, the governor, yet, but he signed all the other shit.
Yeah, he's fucking liberal as shit. That'll go through. Misgender your child?
Yeah. They consider it a form of child abuse.
Oh. Because kids know what the fuck's going on, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a girl now, and my name is fucking Crystal."
I mean, Adam Sandler kind of figured this out with Big Daddy years ago.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. That's bizarre, man. All right, now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. You can go to drinkinbros.com. Sign up for the Bro Box while you're over there. This is the greatest one of all time. I actually ordered 5 different ones for myself here. And is this Gary calling in live on air here? Gary, yeah, you're live on Drinkin Bros. We just played your clip. You're shitting at a Buc-ee's, apparently?
No, I'm back on the road. I was trying to pawn this Rolex in Houston. You know, I got to get a new air conditioning unit, as you know. But, so the people really don't like that regulation of the memes.
No, it turns out they hate it, and I just said that live on air. So we've got different stories here from audience members saying you were shitting your brains out at Buc-ee's. Now you're pawning a Rolex in Houston to pay for an HVAC system. Is that correct?
Those are both correct, Ross.
Okay. So you did fucking shit your brains out at a Buc-ee's, and then you are on your way to Houston to pawn a Rolex. Where'd you get the Rolex from, Gare Bear?
Well, I can't let you know that, but I was completely naked. Took off my pants, my underwear, my socks. And I was taking a shit completely naked at a Buc-ee's in Katy, Texas.
Why were you buck naked to take that shit?
Well, Ross, think about it.
I have, and I don't have an answer for you, Gare Bear. Gonna need your thoughts on this one here, because I wouldn't walk into a gas station bathroom barefoot like Britney Spears and then dump out all over the place and then re-put back my clothes on unless you're telling me that you actually shit yourself and went full Biden with no diaper.
Ross, that's unconfirmed, but no, I did not shit myself. But I've had diarrhea for 3 days because I'm drinking this experimental juice called Genesis Dawn, and I get uncontrollable shits, but it also gives me a lot of energy. Proprietary blend supplements.
None of that sounds great. So, best of luck to you, Gare Bear. Thoughts and prayers, obviously, to wherever you are. Appreciate the segment there, and best of luck to your bowels. The rest of this trip. Let me know about that Rolex, dude. I got a friend who wants to pawn one, and we can try to figure something out.
Cool. It doesn't have papers, though, but I'll see you in like 40 minutes, Ross.
That's fine. Neither does the one that I have either, or the friend has. Whatever, man. But hit me up. Let me know what that price is, okay?
All right. I love you.
I love you too, son. I got to go. All right. Drinkinbros.com. Pop it up, Bob. That new rope hat just arrived at my house. Fucking dope as shit. And so do the Masters hat there. T-shirts are just made. Those usually come in a little later there. Yeah. The Bro Box, though, is the greatest one of all time.
Yeah, once you get it, take photos of it and put it on the internet because people still have, let's see.
8 days?
They have until Friday next week to buy it. So you got a little time.
You got 8 days there left, and it does not disappoint. Actually called our vendor and was like, hey, can I have 5 of these?
Also, we probably will run out of these. So if you haven't already subscribed, I would recommend doing it sooner than later just in case a bunch of people jump in.
Absolutely. And then on drinkinbros.com, you can submit for Drinkin Bro of the Week. That gets emailed to us live on air. But if you are in Austin, come on and see us, and we'd love to have you up in person. We got a bunch of listeners in the studio today. Anybody want to come up? Or was this show the final push where you're like, nope, I can't. I'm going to lose my fucking job. There we go. Come on up. Let's start with the beard first. Matt Devlin has been on the show. Let's start with the beard first, and then we'll get to you, Matt, afterwards. Perfect. Look at you, dude. Strolling.
That's right.
So the beauty of him here, put that mic about an inch from your face, is you were the one who brought your buddy, who's never heard this show before in his life, to the studio today.
Yes, sir.
And I told him, is he still here?
Yeah, he's
Our
still
black
back
friends,
there.
thank you. How was it? Was it a thumbs up or a thumbs down from him? He's saying thumbs up, so everything was all right?
Well, he's former military, so I assume.
Oh, okay, good.
He's
Good. So
used
he
to
gets it.
the way the darkness goes. So.
Casual racism is what we like to call it. Violent misogyny.
Yes, sir.
And then we dabble in homosexuality and some homosexual behavior from time to time, but that happens.
That's the way the day goes.
It is. Tell everybody your name.
I'm Eric. I'm not going to give a last name. Not going to tell you where I work, but
I understand, Eric. I get it. After today's show, I get it, bro. I almost wish my name wasn't on the show today. Go ahead.
So I'm going to give a Drinkin Bro of the week out to my wife. Her birthday was yesterday. She's absolutely amazing. She has what has kept me together as a human being. So I'm obscenely thankful for what she has given me. Like, I've never met anybody like her, and I am so incredibly thankful for having that opportunity.
That's awesome.
But we also have to give a shout out to J&L Barbecue, bringing out some BLTs for you guys today.
I was just going to say, they're my Drinkin Bro of the week today. So you went there earlier.
Yes, sir.
You said you were coming to see the Drinkin Bros, and
Yes,
then they
sir.
made us some BLTs, which are our favorites around here. For the crew, and delightful, dude. So thank you to J&L Barbecue today.
Yo, 100%.
So you didn't know them at all, and they just said, hey?
No, I showed up. I was like, hey, I'm a Drinkin Bro. I'm going to head out to the show later. And they were like, oh, well, if you're going there right after here,
yes,
then we would love to bring you some sandwiches, or have you bring them some sandwiches.
So every event we have, J&L not only is our favorite barbecue joint here in town, but they cater all of our big live shows like the Super Bowl and all that other stuff. And best in the biz, those guys. However, they sell until they're out. Are they still open? Are they open later now, or what's their story?
I don't know the story. This was actually my first time ever being there.
Really?
So, like,
out of the goodness of their heart, they trusted you of all people.
100%. And why would you do that? I have no idea. I wouldn't trust me, but
fuck no, dude.
They literally gave me 3 sandwiches. We're like, hey, take them over to the boys and make sure they're taken care of. And I was like, yes, sir, I will.
I appreciate it. How many hard AFs have you had today?
1 or 2.
Yeah,
maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, maybe 6 or 7.
No, we're not at that point yet, but we're working our way up.
Okay, proud of you. Proud of you.
I appreciate it.
You know what? Gary said I love you earlier. I want to tell you I love you, okay?
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I've been following you guys. I'm a day one homie. I've been here since Matt Best was still producing his songs.
Oh,
when
yeah.
He was doing the rap battles.
Yeah.
And then in Washington State, I was in Everett, Washington. I was the guy who hosted the theater and was sitting there and like sold the tickets, took my mom, which, I mean, Range 15.
Yeah.
You imagine taking your mom to Range 15?
Well, my mom went to Range 15, so yeah, I can.
Okay.
She actually enjoyed the film. She liked it, so she was
My
all right.
mom loved it too. She's a military brat.
Yeah.
She watched the whole thing and she was like, "You're a fucked up individual."
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
I love it.
By the way, that's Evan's dick up there, right there by the bottles. See up top?
I'm
That's
not
from the
gonna
movie.
lie, it might end up in my pocket later.
Well, you can't do that. I think we spent like $6,000 on that dick, or $7,000 or something like that. Ask Nick Palmachano. He'll give you the final figure, but I know I had to go and run it by him, and I was like, "Hey, man, to make this prosthetic dick, like this is how much it's going to cost." And he was
that's
like,
more than I've spent on a dick.
No
So.
shit, dude. I mean, $60-$70 tops, but like that one, yeah. But he brought it out of storage and then gave it to us. Still love this movie that day. Love those guys. I was out with Matt maybe a week ago. Happiest he's ever been, and he's doing great. So all of us are still in touch, on a weekly basis, dude. I love those guys.
So I also had the opportunity during a gun buyback. I got to meet Brandon, Cody, and Eli.
Yep.
and I was filming for another individual.
Yep.
And I'm not going to shout out his name because I'm not sure if he wants to be.
Again, understandable after today's
show.
So
I was filming for him, and the fact that Brandon, Eli, and Cody were so cool and let me take a picture with them. This is probably my 5th time being here, but now that I don't have my company's name plastered across my chest, I'm like, all right, it's a good day to do it.
Yeah, perfect day to come up. Perfect day to come up.
I want all you guys to know, every single person here, you guys are amazing. All of them, you guys are amazing. When it goes to Iconoblast, like all the way back, I've followed you guys for a long time, and I love everything you guys do.
We greatly appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Seriously.
So, I appreciate you guys, so thank you so much.
Well, look, this is why we leave the doors open. You guys built this place. You should be able to come in, get drunk, and enjoy it. Who else is back there that wants to come up? Was it Matt Devlin? Was it Matt and his brother? There we go. Matt Devlin, you son of a bitch, dude. You give me the Anne Frank book, dude. Who was Anne Frank?
Who was she?
I hate that it's in past tense like that. God bless her. R.I.P. R.I.P. She's alive in our hearts. Yeah.
Legacy.
What's up, man? You told me you were like Goodwill Hunting earlier today.
I told you my brother was, I'll say the R word, R-worded. Like, my family doesn't like when I say that word. So
really?
Yeah, and I'm, and they don't like when I say it. So I'll just say,
I think you should own it and just say
I told you, my
say
brother is like R-worded, like Chucky, and I'm...
Sure.
That's the only thing I'm proud of about myself, my brains.
I love that. I love that. And you're proud to be. Can I say it?
So the idea of going to a Harvard bar and fucking up some college kids sounds like a fun night for me. I'm not sure why I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It's like literally a half hour away from my house.
Well, look, you still got time in this life.
Yeah.
Matt Devlin, who do you want to give Drinkin Bro of the Week to?
Oh, did I say too much?
No, not at all.
All right. Christina Mariani.
Okay.
I actually saw her in the lobby of the Mothership the other night.
Really?
She's my stand-up comedy crush.
Okay.
Dan was talking about how no one is out of your league, and I just found that out. Like 5 years ago, I would have never done this, but I was like, hey, like, I am your biggest fan.
Can you bring her up? Can you pull up a picture of her?
She looks like a girl I would have gone to church with 20 years ago.
Really? What's her name again?
Christina Mariani, C-R.
Christina Mariani. I don't know who this is, so forgive me.
She's like at Creamari on Instagram. She was on Unsubscribed. That's how I found out about her.
Pull her up here. Let's look her up. Let's see.
She looks like a girl that would have been in my youth group 20 years ago.
Oh, all right.
Well, not that picture, but another one.
That picture's fine. I think
no,
that's,
but not in my youth group.
Here we go.
Years ago.
All right.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, I'm your biggest fan. I push all your shit. You were going to be huge someday. Like, you were going to be selling out, like, the TD Garden in Boston.
How many followers does she have, Bob, on Instagram?
Not enough. Like, she is so underrated. We saw her
300,000 followers? God damn.
She went on Unsubscribe. And if you're a woman, I mean, there's only been, like, 2 or 3 women. Like, Heather, Christina, and...
Sure. Should we have her in Drinkin Bros? Let me ask you that. Was she good? Okay.
100%. Like, to go on Unsubscribe with those guys, like, you're in them with the sharks. And she came out on one page. She may or may not have dated King Trout.
King Trout.
She was, like, twinning with him. They were tagging each other in their stories.
Okay.
But if he can get her, I can.
I believe. Hey, believe in yourself.
Yeah. But he was talking about no one being out of your league.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, I'm your biggest fan. I'm like, as autistic. Most of her content is about autism. Like, just being.
Is she autistic?
Super autistic.
Okay.
Like and that's like, every comedian is autistic now, but like I am fucking autistic.
There's a lot of people who are now claiming to be autistic.
Yeah, and they're just bipolar.
Yeah, it's weird, man. We did that story. I think it was on Ross Patterson Revolution, and. It's just like, man, we did shit. We did it with you, Delco. We did the fucking autism test live on air. That's what it was.
Oh, I don't want to spoil her bit. She has a good bit about that.
Okay. That's fun. I'll check her out. And if you're out there, Christina.
She's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, and you come into Austin, want to come on the show, happy to have you here.
She lives here.
She lives here?
She like works at Mothership.
Yeah, she's like
I was just there, like,
the thing
a month ago.
Everyone that works there is an aspiring comedian. Like the door guys,
that makes
merch
sense.
girls. Like,
yeah. It was it used to be like that in LA for a time. It's a whole different period of stand-up, though, from now to when I was in it, where it was just like, man, it wasn't cool at the time. Now, these guys are fucking rock stars.
Yeah. Everyone back home is like, you got to go and kill Tony. Like, you got to.
I know. Look, it is a different fucking world.
I am mentally ill enough that I would go and kill Tony.
Why not, man?
Want to do only 60 seconds right here?
No, not at all.
No, I would. I'd try.
No, that's something you have to plan, dude.
I thought about it. I have a hilarious story. Can I just tell a story?
God.
I don't even know if it's 60 seconds.
You know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's go.
I was 23 years old. I was having bloody shits. And so my primary care was like, you got to get a colonoscopy. I'm sure you can see where this is going. So I go to the GI, whatever that doctor is called. I take the drink. Ironically, I chugged it. It was fine because I was on the right insurance. It didn't taste nasty. And then they're like, all right, so how much do you weigh? I told it was like 205 back then. And so they're like, all right, we'll give you the anesthesia. It didn't work. I just felt high the whole time. I was not asleep. And that's how I know I'm not gay.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Did you feel all of it?
Yeah. And we were talking about, like, there was 2017. So we were talking about Conor McGregor in the UFC the whole time because that was what was in.
Oh,
like,
my God,
Conor was
dude.
on top. And I was like, now I know I'm not gay.
Yeah. Because you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
How far into they go?
I didn't watch the footage. It's probably online somewhere.
All right, can we leak that? Can we get that footage up here and put it on YouTube or Twitter?
That would
please?
not
That'd
be the
great.
worst thing that's been posted online about me.
Oh, I'm sure, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But we've known you for years, man.
Well,
and,
yeah.
we always appreciate your support.
I'm 3 months off alcohol now.
Really?
I'm sure you can tell.
No, you're good, dude.
I'm on caffeine.
Okay.
And trazodone and Lexapro to go to sleep.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it.
Just fucking raw dogging life.
Well, sort of. I mean, you're still in the big three there.
Yeah. And Jesse was talking about like being this old and having never done weed or psychedelics. That is me.
Oh, is it really?
I had no time to do any of that shit. I had no time to even get in trouble. Like I was chopping wood with my dad at 12 years old.
You were chopping wood?
Like firewood.
Yeah. It's 12 years old. I was touching wood with my uncle.
Yeah.
He's locked up, and so I don't have to deal with that anymore. But
well, here's a day in my life at 15 years old. Go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Go right to the bathroom, get into my work uniform for the grocery store I worked at.
Yeah.
Work 3 to 6, labor laws. And then as soon as I get out at 6, have a quick TV dinner, go right outside and chop wood with my dad for like however long until it got dark, wake up and do it all over again. I had no time to even get in trouble or fuck around and smoke weed.
I thought you were going to say, here's my day. I got off school. I immediately got into my janitor's uniform, went and scrubbed the halls of Harvard, and then I solved that math problem, and my life changed forever.
There's still time for that.
Yeah, there is.
But I was a shell of who I am. Like I would be terrified of myself today at like 15, even 15 years old. I was a shell. I didn't swear, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. I was a saint. And then I turned 21, and some asshole had me at Drinkin Bros, and the rest is history.
There it is, dude.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Devin, I love you.
That's your brother back there?
Yeah, he won't go on.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
He cares too much about his image.
Sure. I get it.
He has shame. I don't.
We've all got shame, brother. You're good,
zero
dude.
shame.
You're good. Anybody else want to come up today?
Yeah.
You guys good? Yeah? Pop on up, dude. I don't give a shit. I ain't got nothing to do, bro. It's my life. Man of the people, dude. Look at you. You were here earlier. Good-looking man, dude. Would you get hit in the leg with a softball?
Kind of, yeah.
Was that what happened?
Well, a jet ski when I was 8.
I was going to say, I took a fucking line drive from Jesus Christ. I took a line drive. I had the exact same knot on the bottom of my leg like that. It was a adult pitch baseball here in Texas, which was not aware that was a thing. And they were like, hey, we need somebody. And I was like, Coach, they were like, Coach, can you do it? I was like, yeah, I can lob him in there. Lobbed it in there. Wasn't expecting anything. This kid just fucking roped it off my leg. Same spot, and I got the same knot that you have. And I was like, fuck me. But I also couldn't let the children see me
You couldn't be
in pain. Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm good, dude. I'm good. My parents were there at the game to watch their grandson, and I was just like, I walked off the mound. My mom goes, I saw the look in your eyes, dude. That fucking hurts. Pop that mic about an inch from your face there. There you go.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Josh.
Josh, where you from?
Well, grew up in Austin, and now me and my soon-to-be wife live out in Oregon, but we're moving to Southern Oregon. So.
Oh, right on. We're in Hardy F. Seltzer's in Oregon. Yeah. So shit, dude. Yeah.
Oh, it's
We're
amazing, by the way.
Selling out of it everywhere. Thank you so much,
that
man.
review that guy left?
Yeah.
Spot on. The watermelon's like definitely my favorite.
It's fucking crazy, right?
It's so good.
Everybody's got their own favorite, and it's literally just dependent upon what your favorite Jolly Rancher flavor was a kid. And yeah. So I understand it, man. Watermelon's my favorite too.
Well, dude, I missed it because you guys had a
live show.
What was it? The pina colada. I heard was awesome.
It was great.
So
it was
I
awesome.
missed that one. That's unfortunate.
It'll be back.
Okay.
They'll all be back at some points.
Are you going to cycle them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an awesome product.
But what you want to do, in all sincerity, because we upgraded all the flavors, is you always want to improve your product no matter what.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity to test out as many flavors as you can,
Heck yeah.
and see what land best with your audience, whatever that is. And I don't care if it's booze or food or whatever. Like I always talk about First Form bars. Try those fucking things on the way out.
Oh my God, we tried some.
Dude,
oh, they are way good.
Nuts.
Oh my God.
And it's simply just a fucking flavor and a taste of something. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Like all the shit we talk about is real, or else I wouldn't do it. Like,
oh, it's awesome.
But yeah, so it's the same thing. If you spend your time correcting a flavor and just getting it correct, you could probably blow up without any marketing. I mean, I don't even know if First Form is.
Easily.
I mean, it's they do our show and a handful of others, but not a lot. But like, goddamn, those bars.
Well, they got it in with the right place,
through
and then it's like a super loyal audience, and just people, they know good products. And
But once you taste it, you're like, dude, I'll never go back to another protein bar. So. Same thing with the booze.
What are you guys? You guys do Lucy's too, right?
Yeah. So the Tall Boys are coming out. I want to say I know it's either June or July. I forget. I was ironically just talking to Dan about this before the show started, because we just spent I think $92,000 on those cans. So I think
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think there's 500,000 cans coming out.
Oh my God.
I know the flavors are green apple, blue raz, and I think there's one other, and it might be Penn State or something in there. But we're expanding and growing so rapidly that you sit in these meetings, and I'm like, okay, cool. And
awesome.
yeah, but it's also nerve wracking where you're like, well, fuck happens if you run out?
Yeah. Well, and the demand's probably outpacing the inventory, and so it's like, well, fuck, how do we do this?
And we had people invested and all that other stuff, and
well, that was cool that you guys opened it up to the audience. Like that was awesome.
You can only ask for your audience to pay for so much shit. So where you're like, hey man, do you want to own this with us? And then we'll see what happens.
That's awesome. That's the way to do it.
And so luckily, I just turned in the Q1 numbers for this year versus last year. Tripled in sales, and things are going great. Now just trying to keep it in stock. Who do you want to give Drinkin Bro of the Week to?
I had two, if that's all right.
Fire away.
But my buddy Adam back there, I can't say his last name, but Adam. But no, he actually he showed me, turned me on to you guys in I think like 2018 or 2019.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
And so it's been week after week, and then obviously fake news is like our favorite.
Of course, it's a lot of people's favorite.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's the perfect way to digest like all the nonsense happening. It's like some comedy. Everything's fucked, but
Meth
it's
Raccoon today.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's just I can walk away. I know what's going on. I know enough of the world, so it's like all right. And then he's actually officiating my wedding here in like a month or so. So anyway, I'd like to give it out to my fiance Janelle. She's awesome. She puts up with my nonsense. She even when we're driving really long distances, I'll pop you guys on, and she deals with it, right? So yeah.
Is she a fan, or is she like, hey, bro?
She's a fan of Crime Corner.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Right.
That show is doing very well.
But that's the onboard. That's like for, the misses or,
I agree.
How do we transition here?
I agree. It's funny you say that. Every husband and wife that comes in, it's the same conversation every single time. Like, hey, dude, it's Drinkin Bros, but then we kind of push the wives to Crime Corner. I'm like, perfect. I totally understand it. Speaking of which, the Spotify app is free on smart TVs. That show just got picked up video by Spotify. And
is that what you guys were talking about?
Dude, I watched it. Well, Ryan uploaded all the episodes, so like I was able to watch it for the first time last night on a,
that's awesome.
65-inch, and I was like, dude, it's like in fucking 8K. That Spotify app on smart TVs is dope, and it's free. And I know we bitched about the YouTube ads at the top of the show, but they only do like 3 15-second ads at the top, and then that's it.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and it fucking rocked. First time I got to see it last night. Beautiful. Holy shit, amazing. The quality on that fucking show. Yeah, so we're in some talks to Spotify for the rest of the programming over here because the technology those guys are doing is it's fucking phenomenal.
And it's no nonsense. They're not affiliated with Google, and they just have their own thing. They do.
And they said they wouldn't, regulate us or make us bleep out anything or do any of the stupid shit that YouTube does. So
That's what matters.
I know.
You know.
I know.
You guys can be yourself.
But after 10 years, man, you got to keep the show the same. So what are we going to turn on the audience and fucking, like I said at the top, do duck noises or over curse words and shit? Like,
The audience will follow you guys anywhere.
I don't know, man. I think if you change that drastically and start bleeping out curse words and shit, like,
oh no, you can't.
I think
do
people
that.
would turn, yeah.
No.
But that's what a lot of channels do, where you're just like, man, what the fuck am I watching here?
But I'm saying like drop YouTube, whatever. Like like we'll all go Patreon,
Spotify rocks, Patreon
all
rocks,
yeah.
all that shit. YouTube's the only one we have the problem with. And then Rumble, a lot of people have asked about Rumble over the years, and it's like, dude, I've never been able to verify their numbers.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. And it's like we put up some episodes in the past, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and it never really, I don't know, it just never really materialized into something. Whereas the Spotify thing was, when I watched that footage last night, I was like, oh, fuck, that's what the future looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Netflix will be right behind them.
Well, Spotify's lean. I mean, they host.
Yep.
That's what they do. They don't interact or they don't interrupt or anything.
No.
They
And
do
I
a
think
good
they
job.
definitely want to get out of music. They're paying 70% royalty on those.
They're paying 70%.
They're only getting
Holy
30.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how much the music label's taking. So they'd rather have podcasts, trust me.
God almighty.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Well, dude, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
We greatly appreciate it. And cheers to everybody at home. Thank you for tuning in and day out. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. Yes, all those fucking ratings help. And after 10,000, I will shut the fuck up forever. Okay? Jesus Christ, man. I'm tired of hearing it. I am. Even somebody stopped me today at my child's preschool and was just like, hey, dude, can you, there's a podcast that just moved here. Can you tell me if they're big or not? And I was like, I'll tell you by the fucking reviews. Pop it up on Spotify. They open up the phone on Spotify. And I was like, oh, shit. Yes, that is a very big show. You can always tell by reviews. So, yeah. Do it. It matters. I promise you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. For Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.
Hey, great job.